Hey, hey. That's right, I gotta plug this in. That's why I got no audio. Little minor detail. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier, hearing from former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, who went after rival Republican candidate Vivek Ramaswamy on the debate stage on Wednesday night over his lack of foreign policy experience. Here's what she had to say earlier today on the Fox News channel.
Vivek was completely wrong to say that we have to choose between the border or protecting our national security. We do it all. We do it all to make sure we keep Americans safe.
At least 5 people were killed in storms that rolled through Michigan last night. We heard from this guy who had to hide with his family in a bathroom in the town of Newport. That's just south of Detroit.
Craziest wind I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely. I've never seen anything like that. We have a big willow tree right in our front yard. I'd say that thing was bent over. I'm surprised it's still standing. I couldn't believe it.
At least 4 tornadoes are believed to have touched down in Michigan last night. America is listening to Fox News.
Hello, this is Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. You're listening to West 105. Good times, great music.
Everyone's wondering check.
Hey, hey, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
We'll turn down the station for a moment, although we're about to go live. And, anyhow, I think we're good. Should be. 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody's mic levels are the same. We'll adjust as needed. All right.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
Farragut High School football is on the air. Tonight's game brought to you by the Pizza Kitchen, Citizens Bank, Knoxville and Lenore City, Valley Plumbing, International Flair Jewelers, Fisher Tire Company, and by CRS Exteriors. Also brought to you by Dennis Hall Auto, PLJ Bus Lines, Miser Wealth Partners, the Farragut Business Alliance, the Mike Dyer Agency, and by BG's Bakery. And brought to you by Wings Etc., Service Street Auto, Angie Cody Real Estate Team, eXp Realty, Ted Russell Nissan, the Strip Dock, and by Blair House Antiques. And now down to the field and Eric Gerhardt.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to another Farragut Football Friday night here on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and accompanying BDC Productions video stream, linked through FarragutFootball.com, as the Admirals look to build on last Friday's dramatic season-opening win over Dobbins-Bennett, hosting the Wacken Hour to 8 p.m. Still, it will be muggy to say the least, and to minimize cramping issues, players will need to have thoroughly hydrated not only today, but in the preceding days. Farragut came up with a handful of big plays a week ago in defeating Dobbins-Bennett 24-17, Jordan Shepard opening the game with a 92-yard kickoff return, and then with 16 seconds to play, Landis Davila reeled in a game-winning one-handed 23-yard touchdown reception from Cam Duncan. Powell, meanwhile, took down Anderson County 35-21 behind a potent rushing attack and a ball-hawking defense. A state semifinalist in 5A a year ago, the Panthers again look the part and will no doubt be a stiff challenge for a largely inexperienced Admirals squad. The old adage, a team makes its greatest improvement from week 1 to week 2, will need to hold true for Farragut, which will be at a size, speed, and experience disadvantage. Coming up later in our Farragut football pregame show, I'll be joined by the head coach of the Admirals, Eddie Courtney. But up next, we'll look back at the season-opening victories for both Powell and Farragut and run down all the other matchups across East Tennessee on this sweltering Week 2 of the high school football season. It's a Farragut Football Friday night on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and paired with BDC Productions video stream, link through FarragutFootball.com.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Bearden and Farragut and North on Broadway.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu, too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
Welcome back to the Farragut Football pregame show on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and accompanying BDC Productions video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com as the 1-0 Admirals entertain the 1-0 Powell Panthers this evening. These programs last met in 2015 and 2016, a pair of decisive victories for Farragut, 49-6 and 55-6. Farragut has won 6 of the last 7 in the series and 9 of the last 12. Powell won 16 of the 19 meetings between 1951 and 1972 and leads the all-time series with 19 victories to Farragut's 14, with a 6-6 tie back in 1950, which followed a pair of Farragut victories in the first ever meetings, 1948 and 1949. Powell opened its 2023 campaign at home last Friday against the defending Class 4A state champions Anderson County. After the Panthers missed on a first-quarter 41-yard field goal try, the Mavericks of Anderson County drove 80 yards and took a 7-0 lead on the first play of the second quarter with a 1-yard touchdown run by Nick Moog. Powell tied the game on the first play of Anderson County's next possession, getting a strip and recovery for a touchdown from defensive end Cardell Thomas. The Mavericks bounced back with another 80-yard drive capped by Moog's second touchdown run, this one a 4-yarder. Powell then answered, marching 63 yards and tying the game at 14 on a 2-yard touchdown rush by sophomore quarterback Deuce Rogers. The Panthers threatened to take their first lead just before halftime, but Anderson County got a red zone stop as Israel Small snared an interception inside the 5-yard line. On the second play of the second half, a miscommunication between Anderson County's quarterback and receiver produced an easy pick for Powell linebacker Abu Kiefer. The Panthers quickly capitalized with a second 2-yard touchdown keeper by Rogers to go up 21-14. Anderson County's ensuing possession stalled at the Powell 11-yard line. After having gotten the fourth down stop, the Panthers then pieced together an 89-yard drive, taking a 28-14 lead on a 3-yard touchdown rush by Connor Wheeler. The lead would later grow to 35-14 on another 3-yard touchdown run by Wheeler, this one on 4th and goal, as Powell made it 28 unanswered points. Anderson County would get the last score of the night, capping a 69-yard drive with a 14-yard touchdown toss from Zay Hall to Dalen Cole, producing the final score of Powell 35, Anderson County 21. Farragut was at home as well last Friday, hosting the Indians of Dobyns-Bennett. The 2023 season began with a bang for the Admirals as Jordan Shepard returned the opening kickoff 92 yards to the house. Looking to answer, Dobyns-Bennett drove into the red zone, but a third down pass was picked off by Shepard in the end zone. Cam Duncan then hooked up with Robbie Jacobs, the first varsity pass and catch for the pair of Admirals, the connection covering 74 yards and giving Farragut a 14-0 lead midway through the first quarter. Late in the quarter, the Indians got on the board with a 31-yard field goal by Cooper McLean, then clawed closer with a 7-10. Late in the third quarter, sophomore Ryan McHugh booted a 40. After both teams followed with 3-and-out series, Farragut took over at its 13-yard line with 1 minute 52 seconds to go in the fourth. Twice the Admirals overcame third down, their first third down conversions of the game, on a 25-yard completion to Landis Davila and a 20-yard completion to tight end Brooks Burnett. An 11-yard run by Wyatt Drummey got Farragut closer before Duncan connected with Davila in the back corner of the end zone for the game-winning 23-yard touchdown with just 16 seconds left. The one-handed grab by Davila, while draped by a defender, is one that will be long remembered, allowing the Admirals to pull out a 24-17 season-opening victory over the Tribe. In other Week 1 action involving Region 2 6A teams, Maryville throttled Heritage 63-14. Bradley Central took down McMinn County 41-20. Farragut hosts Central, and Bearden is at Alcoa. Elsewhere around East Tennessee, Dobyns-Bennett entertains Greenville. Westridge calls on Daniel Boone. Science Hill travels to Anderson County. David Crockett welcomes Cherokee. Tennessee High plays at Sullivan East. Johnson County hosts Hampton. Unicoi County visits Happy Valley. North Greene travels to Castlewood, Virginia. Christian visits Volunteer. Elizabethton is at Morristown West. Gatlinburg-Pittman calls on Cott County. Cosby hosts Cherokee Central out of North Carolina. Sevier County makes the trip to Jefferson County. Pigeon Forge entertains Northview Academy. Seymour welcomes McMinn Central. Jellicoe. Walker Valley visits Polk County. Ottawa is at Soddy Daisy. East Hamilton is at Heritage, Georgia. Sale Creek travels to Jackson County. Howard hosts Chattanooga Prep. Brainerd entertains Boyd Buchanan. Signal Mountain calls on Notre Dame. McCallie welcomes Woodward Academy out of Georgia. Baylor takes on Seton Hall Prep of New Jersey in Dublin, Ireland. Chattanooga Central is at Chattanooga Christian. Silverdale entertains Goodpasture. Lookout Valley hosts Mount Juliet Christian. Bledsoe County welcomes Cumberland County. Sequatchie County calls on Eastridge. Grundy County travels to Huntland. Marion County is at Dade County, Georgia. South Pittsburgh makes the trip to Franklin County. Webb welcomes Gibbs. Fulton travels to Campbell County. Carnes welcomes William Blunt. West calls on Clinton. And South Doyle hosts Heritage. Tomorrow, Grace Christian will take on York Institute in Jamestown. Here at Farragut, it's the Admirals and Powell Panthers, both looking to...
I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Here at the Mike Dyer Agency, we know insurance coverage options can be overwhelming. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Give us a call today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste.
Public address time and again tonight will be welcome to the jungle, as it is that hot tonight. Steamy night here in West Knoxville and all across East Tennessee. And so if you're just joining us anticipating that we would be underway, the game was pushed back an hour to try and make things. Right guard, number 60, Nathan Harbill, 6 foot, 255, a senior. And right tackle, number 64, Avery Moore, 6'1", 250, a senior. Farragut's offensive line averages 6 foot, 243. The tight ends, got two of them that you might say are co-starters. Number 12, Noah Gunter, 215-pound senior. And number 80, Brooks Burnett, 190-pound senior. Brooks had a big 20-yard third down conversion catch last week. A year ago, had 44 catches for 713 in the third quarter against Anderson County. The cornerbacks, number 15, Carmarion Finner. He's a sophomore. And number 7, Marcus Jackson. He forced a fumble off a pass reception last week. He is a senior. Recovering that fumble that Jackson forced was safety, number 11, Brody Hollowell. He's a freshman, so one of the safeties, just a freshman for Powell. The other one is a junior, Kylis Clearman, number 20. He had an interception last week. All told, that Powell defense, 4 takeaways. They were +3 in turnover margin in last week's 35-21 victory over Anderson County. Dylan Stooksbury will be the punter, and the long snapper is Connor Clearman for the Powell Panthers. For Powell offensively, left tackle number 67, Jesse Massengill, 280, a senior. Left guard number 75, Blake Neely, 360, a senior. Center number 58, Byron Finger, 320, a senior. Right guard number 50, Joshua Fife Offshack, 255, a senior. And right tackle number 75, Braden Arnwine, 240, a junior. That offensive line, 5'11", 291, they average across the front. Tight end is a big fella, too, number 88, Matt Clayton. Anderson County transfer, 6'4", 235, a senior. Last week, a couple of catches, modest catches, but he is certainly a threat and a load to bring down if they get the ball to him. Wide receiver, number 16, Dylan Stooksbury, was the preferred target a week ago. A junior, 6 foot. He's a senior, and the other wideout, number 10, Adam Weaver, a junior. A couple of catches last week for 26 yards. We'll probably see Noah Brewer, Weston Williams, also in the receiver rotation for the Panthers. The quarterback, number 2, Deuce Rogers, 6'3", 220, a sophomore, big young man. 7 of 11 through the air last week for 76 yards. He threw 1 interception. His long completion was that 39-yarder to Dylan Stooksbury. He rushed the ball last week against Dobbins-Bennett. Number 59, Jet Piper, 195, a senior. Defensive tackle number 40, Matt Purvis, 225, a senior. 7 hits last week, 4 of them behind the line of scrimmage. And getting a start tonight in place of Luke Hill will be number 88, Harrison Kilpatrick, a 185-pound junior. Might see Grady Brown and Aiden Waters in the defensive line rotation as well. Farragut's D-line averages 6'1", 208 compared to that 291 average for the Panthers offensively. Robbie Jacobs at one corner is a junior. The other corner, I believe, will be Zane Qureshi-Smith, the sophomore. Landon Collins, I don't believe, is dressed. Let's see, Tyler.
I saw him warming up today, so it's good to see him in full gear, just to hopefully get him in and give some depth at the defensive back and wide receiver position.
That would be great if Collins can go. He is a difference maker for sure. Inside backer Jack Alley. Last week, the senior had 11 hits, 3 tackles for loss. Another senior at linebacker is David Broda, 180 pounds. He also had 11 hits last week. Jordan Shepard, well, first the strong safety, Kent Carbaugh, number 15, a junior. Had a tackle for loss last week. Then Jordan Shepard, the weak safety, had an interception in the end zone on Dobbins-Bennett's first possession. 4 hits total for Shepard. And the free safety, Landis Davila, number 5, the senior, had 7 hits and an interception. So Farragut was +2 in the turnover margin as Davila and Shepard got the INTs. Brooks Burnett will be the punter, we suspect. Could be Roger McNair. McNair, the long snapper. If he's called upon to punt, Christian Campbell will handle the long snaps. And so we welcome in Tyler Carr and Brett Clendenin. And we were talking, guys, before, or Tyler and I were talking just a moment ago before getting on the air live about the importance of an improved running game for Farragut. Last week,
The Admirals managed only 33 yards rushing. Some of those numbers dinged, of course, by some sacks. But I feel like Cam
ton, so you want to obviously help him out with a good run game, and they didn't run it well enough last week with 4 returning starters on the offensive line, so that is absolutely a key tonight.
And I think you look at it, that dominant matchup and the size they had, that probably had a little bit to do with it. This defensive line for the Panthers is not as big, but it's tremendously athletic. With you look at Thomas and what he was able to do last week against Anderson County. You got Souls, the commitment to Kentucky, who is just a amazing.
Protect Cam Duncan with some semblance of a running game, and in this heat, really by whatever means, convert a fair share of third downs. Last week, Farragut was 2 for 8. Now, they came up big on the game-winning drive, converting both third downs there, but prior to that, they were 0 for 6. But, guys, I can't overstate how important it is for Farragut to be the team that's leaning on the defense rather than it being the other way around.
Well, I mean, the Farragut offense, obviously, for quarter and a half kind of disappeared last week, and the Powell Panthers have a really good running game. So if they get to lean on you, that's going to be a big problem. So who can kind of dictate will, especially even though it's an 8 o'clock kick, still 90 degrees. So pure humidity up here. We can feel it. So, yeah, it's going to be a big one for sure. And Farragut's going to have to play better, honestly, than they did last week to beat Powell. Powell's a really good football team. But, yeah, they're going to need that for sure.
And there's so many things that you can do with it, especially with the multiple offensive sets that the Admirals try to run. I would love to see Noah Gunter get a little bit more involved as more of an inline tight end. I think that he's got a streak to him that he doesn't mind getting dirty and blocking and things like that. And I think that you can use him as an advantage as an extra blocker. And then for Lockhart and for Drummy, you've got to realize that in the heat tonight, those 4-yard plays in the first half turn into 40-yard plays if you will stay with it, stay leaning forward, keep forward progress going, and just lean on the defense a little bit.
Don't help Powell with free yardage, too. Penalties. Last week, Farragut was quite good, as the Admirals had 3 penalties for 33 yards. Powell, meanwhile, had 10 penalties for 85 yards in their matchup with Anderson County. But, Powell is a team that they'll chatter a little bit, and Farragut needs to be disciplined, not respond to that, not be provoked. You think about what happened with Luke Hill at the end of the game last week. You can't have a repeat of something like that. And like I say, I mean, when your margin of error is so thin, you got to win as far as penalty yardage.
Yeah, you took the words. That's the 3 words I was thinking about, margin of error. And part of that goes back to special teams, Eric. You usually are so good at the special teams that you have such an advantage there. Margin for error gets bigger. You don't have a huge advantage at special teams right now, and so the margin for error is thin. And you only have, speaking of thin, you got a thin defensive line. And one starter is out because the last play of the game. Our coaches were very upset last week about it, and obviously we're going to see some young guys in there. But yeah, you've got to you can't play their game. You've got to stay focused, especially in this weather, and kind of play your assignments and get after it as a group.
And it's going to come down to a lot of it tonight, and that goes back to that mental toughness. Like last week, you see, and you got to remember that AC Powell game. Those are a bunch of kids that they know each other very, very well, because there's an imaginary line on a map that separates them, so they see each other quite a bit. And I'm sure it went both ways last week, knowing both of those programs. I'm sure that it was not just Powell, just strictly was not untaunted in some of that, I'm sure. And so that's another thing is you got to realize, things are going to happen tonight. There's going to be some trash talk. There's going to be things that don't go your way. The elements are going to play into it. You've got to put that in your mind and say, I'm going to live to play another down. And that's a tough thing to teach high school football players. Is
one of my favorite Admirals of all time, really talented middle linebacker, but he's got to have some room to make these big tackles, right? The defensive line, not a lot of depth already, and got less tonight. So they're going to have to keep them clean there for Ali Enbro to be able to make some plays in the backfield. And the secondary, probably the biggest secondary we've had in 15 years, right? I mean, everybody, I think, is almost 6 feet tall or more. So you've got some definitely talent on the back end, but you can't let them dictate will by missing tackles.
And I say you got to limit the big play. You got to limit those 20-yard plays. You look at Wheeler, 31 carries, 181 yards. His longest rush was 20 yards. I mean, you got to keep that number. I'm sure Coach Courtney would love to say at the end of the night their longest rush is 10 yards. If you can keep him from breaking those long plays, it's going to be better for you, because at that point you take the momentum, you can control their offense. Don't let anything behind you. Don't give up a big play, and don't let the momentum leave you.
few thoughts from Tyler Carr and Brett Clendenin. Myself, we'll get a few thoughts from Coach Eddie Courtney coming up on the other side of this 1-minute break. Farragut Football pregame show continues here on West 105 online at WFIV.com and paired with BDC Productions video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool T-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 T-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you some Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Hey folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. It's a buyer's market. And for Ted Russell Nissan to remain Knoxville's volume dealer, here's what we're going to do about it. 2023 SR Ultima starting at just $23,988. 2023 SV Rogue starting at just $26,988. On Kingston Pike. Number 76560 and 310-865 pre-owned. Registered with tax, $595 included.
Welcome back to the Farragut Football pregame show on West 105, online at WFIV.com, and accompanying BDC Productions video stream linked through FarragutFootball.com as the 1-0 Admirals entertain the 1-0 Powell Panthers this evening. A game pushed back an hour to an 8 o'clock kickoff in consideration of the stifling heat index across our region. Farragut defeated Dobbins-Bennett in dramatic fashion a week ago, driving 87 yards in 1 minute 36 seconds, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Cam Duncan to Landis Davila in the back corner of the end zone with 16 seconds remaining, gave Farragut the 24-7 of the game played in your Week 1 outcome.
Well, that's one thing I've learned through experience through the years, Eric. It really is that your first night as a coach, whatever it might be, that we were able to capitalize and get the momentum back in our favor. He didn't try to force things. He tried to allow those playmakers around him to do that. And, and I think, again, as the game went on, the confidence he got, and certainly the way we finished the game in that drive showed what he's about and who he is, and we hope we just keep building on it this week.
And what a catch by Landis Davila. Given the difficulty of the play itself, then the situation that Farragut was in, that's one that's got to rank pretty high, Coach, in terms of memorable receptions.
Well, he's an athlete. He's a playmaker, and he enjoys competes, and he challenges himself to do greater things each time. Each down on the practice field, he keeps working on the little things we keep telling him to do, and he's be a complete player, and he has some really high personal goals as well.
Big coach to get a defensive stop, as Farragut did, really, I guess, back-to-back times to begin that third quarter.
Well, they did. And, at halftime, all we talked about was effort, just continue to give better effort. And
that coach being down a starting D lineman and this not being one of Farragut's bigger defensive fronts to begin with.
Well, they're very similar to Kingsport. And Kingsport is very big as well. But, the little difference there is that I think that with Powell, they'll pack it in there, get a little tighter with their offensive line, and on their defensive line, they'll try to get a good push too. Hopefully that we'll be a little quicker than them from our defensive front and try to get into the gaps and contain our linebackers who've worked hard on just trying to contain things and force them back inside. They have a balanced football team. They can run and throw. They like to run the inside zone. They'll throw the quick screens, keep you off guard on that. They're well coached. They understand what it is. Their quarterback will be very much involved in the run game. He'll read. He's got good size. He's about 220 pounds, and the backup quarterback's at 210 pounds. And then the receivers are skilled guys, and we feel like there are a lot of matchups similar across the board like it was last week. We just got to take care of the football. We got to get a ground game going tonight. We know that. We've talked about it all week. Physicality, that part. And so we must do that to try to help ourselves on offense, to be more balanced and also control the clock. It's going to be hot, so we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves.
My math shows they ran the ball better than...
But, we really got to be balanced.
Of the areas they serve, whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
We got the big house and mom and pop, so many groovy restaurants. Shop Farragut.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
Welcome into our Farragut Football Friday night from Farragut's Bill Claybo Field. Eddie Courtney won the toss, and the Admirals are going to defer. So Farragut back to maybe its more usual form when winning the coin toss. Click on the live game broadcast link, and you'll have the pictures to go along with the words. So Farragut last week, guys, this was big. Kickoff coverage was outstanding. Ryan McHugh, just a sophomore, reached the end zone on 2 of 5 kickoffs. The other 3 Dobbins-Bennett started inside its 20. Bryce Thompson had a big hit on special teams. I believe Cody Pinkston had a hit on special teams. And who else? Maybe Harrison Kilpatrick. But whatever the case, there was a trio of Admirals, different guys making plays.
Looks like we've got Marcus Jackson dropping back deep for the Powell Panthers, and also Moore. I want to say Schuster, I think.
Admirals was...
no, 24.
24, Charlie Noble. And he said Porter Cherry, Brian Bruce does over public address, so we'll give both those young men credit as Powell will start from its 25-yard line.
Admirals defense getting set.
At offensive line, 5'11", 291, and Farragut without Luke Hill tonight. Defensive front, 6'1", 208.
Adam Weaver being told to get off the field, I guess.
In on the play for the Admirals, D lineman and linebacker, and the quarterback pulls it and loses 5 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, a little zone read there, Tyler, and the defensive line was very active on that one.
Kilpatrick in there is for, making a start tonight for the Admirals. Nice play to get your first start going for you.
Absolutely. Harrison Kilpatrick really was the first man there. The extra point will be Dylan Stooksbury, the junior. Got a good leg, and they're going to have a different holder this week. And the kick is up and is good. Cale Bennett is the holder. At least in this instance, the long snapper should have been, I think, Connor Clearman. And Powell leads it 7-0. Panthers striking quickly, just a minute 35 seconds into this ball game on a 74-yard burst up the middle by Connor Wheeler, his 3rd touchdown of the young season. We're back in 1 minute with the kickoff as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does matter. No one knows it better than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Wings Etc. has the biggest, meatiest, award-winning jumbo wings in town. Choose from among 19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot habanero ball sauce. If you love wings and a whole lot more, come to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and to watch your favorite sports all year long. Wings Etc. Knoxville, official 5th quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals.
So the Admirals will be looking to answer after Powell strikes quickly at the outset. 3rd down and 9 yards to go, and Connor Wheeler rips off a 74-yard touchdown run right through the heart of the Farragut defense. And here's the kick off the toe of Stooksbury, sailing down inside the 5. That's Collins on the return, and he is out to the 27-yard line before he's pushed back. So good to see Farragut's Collins, Landon Collins, the junior, did not play last week. Able to go this week, and we'll see him, I suspect, on both sides of the ball as well as special teams tonight. So Farragut from its 29-yard line, trailing 7-0 here early in the first quarter. Hope you'll be with us all night long as we'll have our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime show, and at the conclusion of the night, we'll be selecting Blair House Antiques player or players of the game. Cam Duncan, the senior, last week 10 of 15, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns, hands off, and Farragut off the left side will run Troy Lockhart behind Davis Smith and Jacob Cabrera, and out to the 32-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down for Troy Lockhart, who a week ago struggled to get anything really going in the running game. 9 carries, 25 yards, a long of 13. Second down and 7 for the Admirals as they move right to left towards Lyndon Welch Way. That's towards the Pizza Kitchen and Fisher Tire Company, as the Admirals are on the near side hash. Second down and 7. And checking out of the ballgame, Nico McDonald for Powell. And into the lineup will come number 32, who I had as a starter, Connor Clearman. I had Clearman, maybe Garcia's getting the start.
Looks like it.
I think there's another equipment issue. They're not playing around.
No, these refs are on top of it. Also looks like Caleb Akers.
And he comes in and he jumps. We'll take it. Good job.
Caleb Akers is the other defensive lineman for the Panthers. And now comes in Garcia, I believe.
And now he's back after a
oh, that was number 8. That was McDonald.
Yeah, so Iverson Garcia, who's 6'2", 270, checks in for the sophomore Clearman, who just jumped into the neutral zone, giving Farragut a free 5. So it'll be second down, 2 yards to go from the 30 center.
Collins split out to the far side of the field, wide out in the 2-by-2 formation.
Ball still on the near side hash as Cam Duncan settles back into the gun with Lockhart off to his left. Gunter sets up off left tackle Davis Smith. And the ball is fumbled and recovered by Powell. Fumble on the handoff, and the Panthers recover it, as it'll be for Powell coming up with a loose football, Abu Kiefer.
Yeah, running the little read, and I guess he was trying to give it, and miscommunication there. Ball hits the turf, and big turnover there by the Admirals. Powell in business.
I have to watch a replay to know who to give that to on the fumble and the lost yardage for the Admirals, as it was the 40-yard line, right? So a 4-yard loss.
Not the start you're looking for if you're Admiral Nation.
Farragut's first turnover of the ball game, 1 first down, and then the fumble.
The Panthers giving a new look with twin tight ends.
Number 22, Kiefer on the recovery, and we'll see if Powell goes for the downs here on the first play following the turnover. Ball at the 36-yard line, back to passes. Rogers throws it deep, looking for the end zone, and through the hands.
Admirals now have Jordan Shepard having to check out because of knee pad issues, and Landon Collins checking in for him at weak safety, as the officials are being very observant tonight.
Yes, they are.
So Powell's last third down was a 74-yard gallop by Wheeler right through the heart of the Farragut defense. This is another third down and 9 from the 35-yard line of the Admirals. 8:33 to play, opening quarter. Powell leading 7-0. That looked like a false start. Rogers takes the snap, rolls to his left. Broda coming up and can't make the tackle, and the quarterback will be body blocked by Jack Alley.
Wow.
Didn't exactly wrap up, but got the job done, got him on the ground. It'll bring up 4th down. I thought Rogers was going to have the volley on the outstanding running back of Powell, Connor Wheeler. And then on 3rd down, the quarterback scrambling, avoided a couple of would-be tacklers before running into Jack Alley 1 yard shy of the line to make. So timeout being used by the Panthers, leading Farragut 7-0 with 7:42 to go in our first quarter.
Officials giving extra time at the water break right here is also Matt Lowe is having a discussion with the White Hat at about the 35-yard line. But that's something to expect tonight. When there's a timeout and midway through the quarter at a break of some sort, the officials are going to give them extra water breaks, trying to take care of the student athletes tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind when it comes to getting our spots in when there's a timeout. It's probably more oftentimes than not going to be
a little bit longer,
a little lengthier than customary. And so 7-0, Powell leading. Panthers last week trailed a fair amount of the first half against Anderson County. They were down 7-0, tied the game at 7, trailed 14-7, but then reeled off 28 unanswered points before Anderson County got a touchdown late, making the final score 35-21 in favor of the homestanding Panthers. So Powell's jumped out to the lead here. Farragut, of course, jumped out to a 14-0 lead on Dobbins-Bennett midway through the first quarter last week. Shoes on the other foot tonight, and so the Admiral defense trying to bow its neck here on 4th down and 1 as Rogers will have Wheeler splitting out left side, so an empty set. You would think the quarterback's going to run it here. And indeed he will. Up the left side and got the 25 to the 24-yard line, a 2-yard gain. Farragut comes up, makes the tackle by Davila, but not until the Panthers move the chains.
Yeah, needed one, got 2.5 as the big quarterback, 230-pounder, just took it up the middle, got the necessary yardage.
That's the second Service Street Auto Repair first down of the ball game for the Panthers. The earlier one was that third down conversion run for Connor Wheeler. They went 74 yards to the house. So 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for Powell. Bunch formation over on the far sideline. 3 receivers, but they're just running it up the middle with Wheeler. They ran it about 75% of the time last week, and so Wheeler will be wrapped up by Nail Caro and David Broda.
Looks like Jet Piper's in the middle of it as well. I love seeing Jet Piper in on plays because he's playing, what should be the biggest position on the field, and he's 195 pounds, and he just stands in there and just goes to town on this massive offensive line from Powell.
Powell heading towards Dixie Lee Junction, left to right as you listen. The ball's on the far side hash or closer to the far side hash after Wheeler picked up 6 on first down.
Wow.
It's 2nd down and 4. This is the first red zone trip for either team. Last week, the Dobbins-Bennett Indians went 2 for 3 in the red zone against this Farragut D. As the Admirals check into the ball game, Henry D. That's going to be at a safety position, probably.
Carball.
Carball, excuse me. Yes, Carball. Another equipment issue from the refs.
2 receivers.
Unsportsmanlike conduct?
On Powell. That's a big one there. Could be offsetting. Yes.
Against Farragut. Of course, now you have to remember whoever those are reported on, if you get 2, you are ejected from the game.
I'll just say this. I'm always, of the group, very complimentary of the refs. And this group tonight is very active. Let's just say that. They have literally told 10 players in the first 6 minutes to get out because of their knees not being covered on both sides, mostly on Powell. And now we've got a couple unsportsmanlike conduct. So it's going to be an active evening.
I would also like to take this chance to ask anyone that is able to volunteer to officiate sports across the state, please go to TSSAA.org. They are looking for willing and able-bodied participants at this time.
So Powell 3rd down and
Luca Hoffer checking in the ball game, the sophomore, 210-pound sophomore defensive tackle, getting Jet Piper. Never hurts to have fresh legs on the defensive line in this type of environment.
Ball on the near side hash. It is goal to go for the Panthers from the 10-yard line. Wheeler stands just behind and off to the right of his quarterback, Rogers. Farragut bringing some heat with Alley, and the pass is to the near sideline, and Weaver is going to be wrapped up immediately and brought Smith.
Yeah, and a really nice play by Koreshi Smith, just a sophomore, as Tyler said, 140 pounds soaking wet. Got
it at the 6-yard line. The Admirals with the fumble recovery. It was the same young man who made a nice tackle a moment ago. Collins right to left, and Farragut deep in its own territory hands the ball off, and not quite to the 10-yard line. That'll be Wyatt Drummy on his first carry of the night.
Because they are getting shorter and kids seem to be getting taller. We should probably speak to Nike and Adidas and Under Armour, but they don't listen to me very often.
2nd down, 8 yards to go from the 9-yard line for the Admirals, and they'll hand it off to Drummy, and he clears the 10, got out to maybe the 12. It'll be 3rd down after a gain of 3 for Wyatt Drummy.
And I thought
Tennessee had Eric Gray and Ty Chandler in the backfield. They're not the biggest guys on the field, but they've got deceptive size and strength. Like, they run very aggressively. They run bigger than what their weight says. Big 3rd down conversion for the Admirals from the 11-yard line.
2 of 8 last week, 0 of 1 tonight. Duncan comes out, fires, and incomplete, as Powell had that play well covered, and the receiver had his legs cut out from underneath him. That was Gunter, and he's a little gimpy.
Force a punt for the Admirals.
I believe I saw Brooks Burnett checking in to punt.
Yep.
And the referee, I think, may be telling another Panther to go to the sidelines.
I'm going to start with kick counting because that was number 12.
I thought for some reason if they had to ask you out more than once, it may be enforced by penalty or not allowing them back into the game. But I could be wrong on that.
It's wild.
12-yard line as the punt is away. It is a high punt asking for a fair catch and muffing it. Did he touch it? Farragut giving chase, and the Admirals will cover it up at the 44-yard line. The question is, did he touch it?
They're going to say no. We get a replay, though, Eric. We got the greatest booth in the business. We'll take a look, see if he touched it. Refs say no.
Burnett with a high punt. And, boy, that's close.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
He went down to a knee, so it's hard to say.
Admiral sending out Caro, Purvis, I believe Hoffler, and Kilpatrick out for the defensive line. Broda and Alley in the middle. You've got Shepard, Carball, Davila, I believe Koreshi Smith, and Robbie Jacobs.
Yep. Pretty good secondary, I'll be honest with you, especially the way Koreshi Smith's playing.
Oh, and Landon Collins, you've got Landon Collins that can go in at any of 5 positions. This is a very good unit.
So Burnett's punt, 33 yards, no return. From the 45-yard line, empty set for Rogers. Deuce Rogers lets it go deep. He's got a man wide open, and it'll be reeled in inside the 5, and trotting into the end zone will go number 16, Dylan Stooksbury. I do believe, yes, the preferred target for the Panthers a week ago. 4 catches, 52 along of 39. And Powell on its last possession after the Farragut turnover went for the end zone on the first play. Failed to hook up this time. Another pass that could have had a little more air under it, but able to track it down was Stooksbury, and the Panthers lead 13-0 with 2:55 to play in our opening quarter. Extra point coming up.
Yeah, running back went the other way there in motion. They got the single coverage on the left side, and he beat his man and almost dropped it, almost overthrown, but just came up with a touchdown for the Panthers.
And now Stooksbury, after catching the touchdown, adds the extra point. 2:55 to go in our opening quarter, and the Panthers of Powell have jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Back in 1 minute with the kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Looks like Jeremiah Bilmers is kicking yard line, but the Admirals down here early, 14-0, as the Admirals dodged a bullet with an early turnover, getting the ball back on Koreshi Smith, Zane Koreshi Smith's fumble recovery, as Wheeler dropped it inside the 10-yard line, but the Admirals went 3 and out, and on the first play of the ensuing possession, Powell goes for the downs and connects Rogers to Stooksbury. And with 2:49 to go in our opening quarter, the Admirals back on offense, trailing 14-0 from their 31-yard line. Cam Duncan will have Troy Lockhart in the offensive backfield, tight end to the right, a trio of receivers to the left, and now Farragut's going to go pistol formation, and we have delay of game on the first play of a possession. That's not what you want, and that's Farragut's first penalty of the ball game. Both teams have been flagged 5 yards.
No, not the start you're looking for if you're the Admirals or the refs with the 14 equipment violations, and the Admirals have not gotten anything going either side of the ball.
They'll throw it down the line, near side to Landis Davila. He gets outside and gets the 35 out to the 37-yard line. And that'll be for Landis as he's rolled into the Farragut sideline a gain of 11 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, nice little screen to the left side. It's a really good receiving core when you get Collins back, because you got Davila, Collins, Shepard, a lot of talent there and size at the receiver position.
Great job by Shepard and Jacobs blocking out there on the edge on that screen, because without those blocks, that play is not successful.
Farragut with trips right, Davila the lone receiver left, as Duncan hands off to Wyatt Drummy, and they will say his knee hit the ground after only a 1-yard gain. The tackle was made by Stephen Souls of Powell. It'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Yeah, the Kentucky commit, very active, 225 pounds, 6'2", linebacker at the next level, but uses his quickness to get inside and get Drummy down short of the line to gain.
Farragut with a 3rd down and 3 yards to go from its 38-yard line. Ball generally in the middle of the field, as the Admirals will have tight end and H-back to the right. They'll run Drummy, and he's got the 1st down. Keeps the legs churning. He's across the 45 and out to the 47-yard line, should be. And so a 3rd down conversion for the Admirals from the 38 to the 47, a 9-yard gain for Wyatt Drummy.
Maybe Wyatt Drummy's biggest carry of his career there, Tyler. 3rd and 3, had to have it, got 9 up the middle.
And, I mean, that's what you want from these guys right now. Keep finding it, keep fighting for those yards. Eventually those tackles are going to start breaking a little bit easier as we enter a minute 10 left to go here in the first quarter.
Farragut picks up its 2nd Service Street Auto Repair 1st down of this first quarter. Back to pass Duncan, throws short to Davila, and he's bumped out of bounds over here by Jackson. Near side corner, as Davila with the reception moves into Powell territory. It'll be a gain of some 6 yards.
Add more to your count there, Brett.
Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't sure. Okay. Wow.
Nico McDonald going off, as well as Caleb Akers. I don't know if both of those were equipments or if Powell's just, the other thing too, guys, unless you're seeing the refs send them off, you're going to be rotating, I would think, more than usual, just given the fact that it's a sauna out here tonight. From the 47-yard line of Powell, it's going to be up the middle. Drummy bowling his way over the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Good-looking run, good-looking hole on the right side for the Admirals as they pick up 9 behind Nathan Harville and Avery Moore and, of course, center Roger McNear.
Yeah, Drummy's running hard, but the offensive line, Tyler, getting some push, which, boy, do we need it. Down 14.
Nice holes for those seniors.
Another Service Street Auto Repair 1st down. Here's Cam Duncan scrambling and diving, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, being pursued by defensive lineman Connor Clearman, and looks like Cam's probably going to lose a yard.
Yeah, pulls it pretty early there and tries to get down on 2nd, now 11.
We'll see. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. I would assume Farragut's going to head to the sideline. First quarter winding down. It's been all Powell, but Farragut trying to answer here. Late in the first quarter, Roger McNear had to come out of the ball game, so let's get him bandaged up here at the quarter break and head to quarter number 2 with Powell leading Farragut here at Bill Clabo Field by a score of 14-0. Opening possession, the Panthers on 3rd down and 9 sprung Connor Wheeler 74 yards to the house, and then after the teams exchanged turnovers, Farragut deep in its own territory, couldn't move for a 1st down, punted the ball to the Panthers. Looked like it might have been a muff. The officials ruled that the return man never touched it, and Powell took over at the Farragut 45, and on the first play, again went for the end zone, this time able to hook up, as it was Deuce Rogers connecting with Dylan Stooksbury. And that was at the 2:55 mark. Powell leading 14-0. That's where we stand at the end of 1. Back in 1 minute with second quarter action. Farragut will have it 2nd down and 11 from the Powell 39 when we return as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Cole Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
Eric Gerhardt, Brett Clendenin, Tyler Carr, back with you here at Farragut's Eddie Courtney Stadium. Brandon Campbell behind the camera if you're watching at FarragutFootball.com. Dusty Street back at our WFIV studios. Andrew Burrows providing moral support as and also giving Brandon a little bit of help with the extra camera.
Camera work and also bodyguards.
Yeah,
we've got quite a few fans. Keep them out of the box, which is great, huh?
McNear hopefully back in there. I think he is. It looks like Roger pointing things out to his offensive lineman. It'll be 2nd down and 11 from the 39-yard line of Powell for the Admirals, who trail the Panthers 14-0. They'll run Drummy up the middle, and he'll move to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Feels like 4-down territory to me. You got 3rd and 7 on the Panther 35 or so. 2 downs to get this. You're down 14-0. You've got to find a 1st down here.
Farragut is 3 of 10 on the season. 3rd downs. This is 3rd down and 7 yards to go as the Admirals get
Lockhart into the game at running back.
Yeah, Gunter checked out.
Drummy ran well. Really did.
2 receivers each side. Lockhart in the offensive backfield with senior quarterback Cam Duncan. Snap comes back, went over his head. Pick it up, Cam, throw it away. Instead, he's going to take the sack back at the 48-yard line. So that's going to be a big loss from the 35 of Powell back to the 49 of Farragut.
It's going to be a personal foul on the Panthers here after the over-the-head snap for the Panthers.
What I really like is you see the Kentucky commit Stephen Souls grabbing the other young man and telling him what a poor choice he just made. Also, want to take a quick moment, wish Tony Cox a happy birthday today.
I saw that. Yeah, happy birthday, Tony Cox.
Yeah.
Tony turning 30.
Yeah, I don't know what the number is.
It's
but
30.
It's 30?
Yeah.
He goes skydiving every 10 years for his birthday, so happy birthday. I don't think today's he may be skydiving today. I don't know. Also got to thank Tony, man. He dropped off a copy. If you have not received your How the West Was Won football preview with the Farragut Press, outstanding publication this year. Also, he hooked me up with the Anderson County version through the Clinton Courier and a couple others. I think he gave me the Monroe County one and also Blount County Seymour edition. Not Blount County, I guess. Seymour, Sevier,
South Doyle,
Seymour. Yeah, great publications, full color. It is amazing. If you get a chance, pick them up.
4th down for the Admirals, who are going to go for it here. So the 15 yards got them back, basically the yardage that was lost. They actually lost 16 on the high snap. And so from the 41-yard line, Duncan lets it go short, and there's nothing doing. Farragut is going to be wrapped up and dropped. As Lockhart trying to sneak out is going to be wrapped up and dropped well shy. In fact, I don't even know if he got back to the line of scrimmage. And so we'll say a loss of 1 and a turnover on downs for the Admirals. Rolling the dice on 4th down, unable to pick it up.
Yeah, Admirals were going to punt it, but the unsportsmanlike conduct gets it in range where they go for it. Just tried to throw it to Lockhart, needed about 9 or 10, and he lost a yard, so that wasn't going to happen, and Panthers have the football yet again.
So the Admirals moved the ball well on the ground on that possession, some encouraging signs, but ultimately they go over on downs, and Powell leading 14-0 will have the ball at the 38-yard line, the Powell 38-yard line.
Marcus Jackson back in at running back for the Panthers.
And I think this is still Rogers at quarterback. It is. He hands off to Jackson. Great spin move and almost popped it. Farragut dives and trips him up after 1st down yardage at the 49-yard line. So he was heading right, pirouetted, got away from a host of defenders, and scoots for 11 yards and another Service Street Auto Repair 1st down. Powell's 5th. Farragut, by the way, with 3 Service Street Auto Repair first downs, and the ball out to the 49-yard line as Jackson has gained 6 and now 11, 17 yards on 2 carries. Wheeler has 93 on 5 carries, a touchdown and a fumble. From the 49-yard line of Powell, Rogers has Jackson standing to his left, trips left, single receiver right. And they'll throw short, and Davila drew a bead on that as he threw off the off foot, did Rogers, and threw high, intending to pass a quick hitter to Trevor Bryant.
Yeah, a little play action there. Is a quick hitter just to the slot man, and it was overthrown. Davila trying to make a play, and it was well overthrown, going to be second down.
Never stepped into the throw at all. He had a wide base, just trying to throw quickly, and unfortunately from the Farragut perspective, it wasn't a little bit higher. Davila might have taken it in stride going the other way. Handoff to Jackson, and picking his way through the middle and down to the Farragut 45-yard line. He will go as Farragut will have Carbaugh and Jet Piper at the bottom of the pile.
I believe that's going to be Clearman maybe at running back, or number 80. Number 80 is going to be Keyshawn Jackson, senior, 160-pound senior, number 80.
That was the last carry was Keyshawn Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tyler.
3rd and 4 for the Panthers at the Admirals' 45-yard line.
A 6-yard gain. 1 carry last week for Jackson. So here's 3rd down for Powell, 2 of 3, and they'll throw short to Weaver, and Farragut makes the tackle across the way with Robbie Jacobs, the far side corner. Jack Alley in on it as well. And at the 45-yard line, that's no gain, we'll say.
Yeah, a little short side screen on 3rd and 5, gets nothing, and it's going to be 4th down for the Panthers, up 14-0, 8:45 left in this second quarter. And the Panthers, I guess, are going to call a timeout and think about it.
Looks like they're going to punt. But Stooksbury went off the field. It looks like he would be the punter. He's dropping back.
Now they're going to, if they can get it off, they're going to.
9 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah.
Farragut.
Don't have 11 guys out here.
With Davila, I do believe, back at the 10. The snap comes back and holding it as there was no pressure. Punt is away. Farragut fields it at the 10-yard line with Landis, and that's where they will have it with 8:15 to play in our second quarter. So Powell picks up 1 first down on the 11-yard run by Marcus Jackson, and then the defense stiffens. And Farragut will again, however, be backed up. Field position has heavily favored the Panthers. All of that began with that turnover in by Farragut on its end of the field. And
and Schuster checking in the ballgame for the Admirals at wide out, alongside Jacobs, and I believe we have Collins to the far side.
Feels like a really big possession for us here, boys.
Burnett is the H-back, along with, I believe that's going to be Drummy at running back.
Hand off to Wyatt up the middle, and he's got the 15-yard line, just right behind Roger McNear. And you feel like Farragut, again, is getting some things done in the running game that they struggled to do last week, and call it even the 16-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, the push has been a little bit better this week, which is good. It's a little bit smaller defensive front, but a really active one. I really like the way Drummy's running, I'll tell you, north and south, really physical, getting the extra yardage. But we've got to get some continuity with the pass game as well.
Burnett dropping out as a slot from the tight end position.
He's one of 3 receivers to the right, single receiver left. Here's a big hole up the middle and 31-yard line. So that just kind of came open on the backside, and it's Farragut's Wyatt Drummy clearing the 20-yard line out to the 21, 22. Call it the 22. That'll be a 6-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
Another hard run, Drummy up the middle, Tyler, and I wouldn't be mad at a 7-minute more drive. We get it after half and then tie it up early in the third quarter. Big drive here.
Noah Gunter checks back into the game for the Admirals, as well as Landis Davila.
Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations, whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair. Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. Farragut now with 4 Service Street Auto Repair first downs on the evening. Handoff to Drummy again from the 22-yard line. They push the pile out to the 25, 26-yard line. And so Farragut off that left side, kind of behind Jacob Cabrera at left guard. moving for 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, and we loved Drum. He kind of surprised us last year when he came in as the third string late in games. We loved what we saw, and he's picking up where he left off and really showing improvement. Really nice run yet again to move the ball.
Call it 3 yards. They've marked it at the 25-yard line. So it's 2nd down and 7 for Farragut as the Admirals move left to right. That's towards Dixie Lee Junction, VG's Bakery, and Miser Wealth Partners. This will be Drummy, and he's got a hole, 30, 35, 40. The safety gets him down as Drummy with a first down run from the 25-yard line. The Admirals move it out to the 42 on a 17-yard burst up the middle.
Yeah, love what I'm seeing out of Wyatt Drummy, the senior, running hard as he's going to come out of the game for Lockhart.
Also seeing Landon Collins and Noah Gunter check back in for the Admirals.
It's another Service Street Auto Repair first down and the longest rush of the night for Farragut and the longest of the season for Wyatt Drummy. So Drummy out, Lockhart in the offensive backfield as Farragut with 5:50 to play in our first half has it first down and 10 from its 42-yard line. Handoff to Lockhart. He's busted at the line, bounces off a man, and gets forward to the 47-yard line. Good hard run by Lockhart, absorbing a blow from Steven Souls and picks up 5-6 yards.
Yeah, the physical Lockhart run breaks the tackle from the Kentucky commit, gets 4 or 5 as we're continuing to lean on the ground game this drive.
Avery Moore doing a good job getting to the second level, getting a hold of Abu Kiefer and doing a good job blocking downfield. It's key when you've got an active defense like that. When you get your chance to get to the second level and run interference, it makes plays pop for big gains.
Left tackle Davis Smith, left guard Jacob Cabrera, the center Roger McNair, right guard Nathan Harville, right tackle Avery Moore doing a job right now as they'll hand it to Lockhart, and he got to the 50. Looked like initially Powell had it absolutely stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and Lockhart, who weighs all of 175 pounds, picks up 4.
Yeah, I didn't really realize Drummy's 190. I did not.
He's bigger. He's got some good size lower half. Got good size legs.
And he's definitely gained weight since last year for sure. He definitely put on some work, and he almost got to the 50 or the 49, Eric. So really good movement there. Now it's going to be 3rd and a long yard.
Farragut 1 of 3 on 3rd downs. As the Admirals with the ball at the Powell 49-yard line, Panthers look like they're in the neutral zone, and indeed they are. So no 3rd down try for the Admirals, but they will pick up their 6th Service Street Auto Repair first down by virtue of a 5-yard step off against the Powell defense. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop, 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. So the ball is moved to the 44-yard line of Powell. Ball nearer the far hash than the near side hash as Farragut moves left to right as you listen late in this first half. We're approaching 4 minutes to go until halftime, and the Admirals down 14-0. Couple of receivers and a tight end to the right. One receiver left. They'll throw it near side. Jordan Shepard to the 40, and Jordan continues to battle and gets to the 36-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds. So that'll be an 8-yard gain for Farragut on first down as Shepard battling for what he could get, and he will come out of the game as Collins checks in.
Yeah, Shepard just a little screen down the line. Shepard got physical and got what he could with it and able to get 9 for the first pass in a while for the Admirals.
First reception of the ball game for Jordan Shepard. Cam Duncan's now 4 of 5 through the air for 25 yards. Couple of catches by Landis Davila for 17, and a pass to Troy Lockhart on 4th down that lost a yard. That was Farragut's last possession. 2nd down and 1. Playbook wide open here for the Admirals from the 35-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. Lockhart's got the first down, keeps the legs churning. He's down to the 24-yard line, just stumbling forward. And the offensive lineman kind of running some interference for him so that nobody could trip him up any sooner. And it goes for 11 yards for Lockhart behind Harville and Moore on the right side.
I can't tell you how much this is what the doctor ordered. I said it at the beginning of this possession. You could take some time, get in the end zone 14-7, get it after half. This is exactly what you're looking for.
To the 14-yard line as the Admirals spring one right behind center Roger McNair. And that's going to be another Service Street Auto Repair first down for Farragut.
Little peanut butter and jelly there, 2 and 3. Drummy and Lockhart just going to town on this defensive front for the Panthers, and the offensive line getting some good push.
5 first downs on this drive for Farragut, which began at its 10-yard line. The Admirals from the 14. It's going to be Drummy to the 10, down to the 5. A 9-yard gain. Well, let's see. They call it the 6. And so an 8-yard gain for Wyatt Drummy, who spells Lockhart.
Gosh, I love what I'm seeing. This drive has gotten me and Admiral Nation re-engaged, and really good running and push. Yet again, there's another 8 for Admiral Nation.
So Farragut's in the red zone. Last week they were 1 for 1, but had to settle for a field goal. This will be Drummy from the 6, and they have a slow developing play off the left side, and it's tracked down from behind.
There's a flag.
We're going to have holding.
I'm not sure, but it looks like it came from the far sideline, so I'm guessing that's what it's going to be.
Personal foul. Face mask. Boy, that's fantastic news after it was going to be a big third and about 5, Eric. That's nice.
Lockhart checking back in the game for the Admirals.
So that'll be half the distance at the end of the run, and, well, I assume at the end of the run. I guess it could be a spot infraction if it was on somebody other than the running back.
It's going to be first and goal from the 4.
Yeah.
As the officials are timeout for the Admirals.
Yeah, with 1:47 left, this is exactly what I was looking for.
Farragut uses the timeout with 1:47 to go. It's first down and goal as Farragut trailing Powell here at Bill Claybo Field, 14-0. Timeout on the field. Admirals first and goal from the 4. The ball in the middle of the field for the Admirals as they look to get on the board here late in the first half. Let's get at least a 1-minute break. I'll keep you posted, Dusty. A 1-minute break here for our sponsors as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105 and worldwide at WFIV.com.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Okay, I'll take it. Back here at Bill Claybo Field, it's first and goal from the 4-yard line. Handoff, Lockhart, right side, looking for the end zone, and he will be kept out just barely by Jonte Dunn. Ankle tackle from behind, and Lockhart falls just shy of the goal line as it'll be second down and goal from the 1, and I think Farragut using the timeout with 1:33 to go. And so a 3-yard gain for Troy Lockhart. He's now got 39 yards rushing in this first half. Wyatt Drummy has 66. Cam Duncan -1 on a scramble. The team -20. I gave the team the fumble, not knowing whether it was Duncan or Lockhart who was chiefly responsible for that 4-yard loss and loss of possession. And then the high snap, and the snap's got to be pretty high to get over 6'6" Cam Duncan earlier this half. Farragut lost 16 yards on that play. They got 15 back on what was a taunting penalty against Powell, but still it does go in the rushing statistics. And so, but still, the running backs, Drummy and Lockhart, 66 yards Drummy, 39 for Lockhart. After last week, Drummy had 32 on 7 carries and Lockhart 25 on 9 carries. So Drummy averaged 4.6 per carry last week, Lockhart 2.8, and they're both doing considerably better than that here in the first half. And that offensive line of Davis Smith, Jacob Cabrera, Roger McNear, Nathan Harville, and Avery Moore have really taken it on their shoulders on this possession. There was the completion to Jordan Shepard, and I believe that's it on this possession. The rest of it has been on the ground, and the Admirals will have it 2nd down and goal as they return after timeout number 2 of this first half. 93 seconds to go, and the Admirals showing a look of a loaded pistol here as Lockhart will be the deep back. Drummy standing off to the right of Duncan. Handoff, Lockhart looking for the end zone and finding it behind Harville and Moore on the right side. 1-yard touchdown run for senior Troy Lockhart, his first of the season, and the Admirals are on the board.
Yeah, what an impressive drive, Eric. What'd that go, 90-something yards, was it?
90 exactly.
90 exactly. One pass, the rest run. That may be the most impressive thing I've seen from the Admirals this year in either game. Really big answer. You're back in it. You get it after half. 14-7 pending PAT.
And it is Farragut's Ryan McHugh, sophomore, on to attempt that extra point. Noah Haig, the holder. The long snapper, Roger McNear, all good. And Farragut dents the scoreboard with 1:28 to go in our first half of play here at Farragut's Bill Claybo Field. Farragut down 14-7. We got the kickoff coming up with 1:28 remaining in the half. Kickoff coming up in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree. Choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you. Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly specials. The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market.
Hey folks, Gerald Adams with Ted Russell Nissan. Is it time for you to upgrade to a newer vehicle? How about an SV 2023 Nissan Rogue starting at just $26,988? Nobody can touch that deal, and I mean nobody. But Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston 5. Call number 768-560 and 310-865 pre-owned Tennessee registered with pay tax, $595 included.
Ryan McHugh's kick is short. It's Jackson fielding it and trying to get across the field, and Farragut with great pursuit. We saw the Admirals last week cover kicks exceptionally well, and they do so again. A high kick that came up short. Jackson heads to the far side of the field, and a host of Admirals giving chase, including Tyler Martin, who had a special teams tackle on kickoff last week, and he makes another here. And so it'll be Powell from its 20-yard line with 1:21 to play in our first half. The Panthers leading the Admirals 14-7.
And that second timeout was not on the Admirals. He pointed the wrong way. That was on Powell. So okay. Powell does have 1 left.
From the 20-yard line, ball on the far side hash. It'll be Rogers throwing short, and getting out of bounds across the way will be Weaver. So Weaver sits down about 9 yards past the line of scrimmage on the far sideline, the Powell sideline, and then scampers out of bounds after a 10-yard pickup, stopping the clock.
Yeah, and a little score of interest there late in the second quarter. Bearden Bulldogs lead the Alcoa Tornadoes 6-3.
1:13 to play. Powell from the 30. First down and 10. Admirals 4 down lineman. Rogers rolling near side, being pressured, throws, and getting out of bounds will be Stooksbury. Broda applying the pressure, and the ball is going to be marked at the 35-yard line as Stooksbury picks up 5 before getting into the Farragut sideline.
Yeah, minute 06 left in it. The game, 1 time out. They're trying to work the sidelines. They've gotten out of bounds twice on a couple rollout throws. We've got to try to keep them in bounds if possible.
From the 45-yard line, it's 2nd down and 5 yards to go. Quarterback is sophomore, 220-pounder Deuce Rogers. He will have in the offensive backfield Marcus Jackson standing to his left. Trips right, single receiver left, I'm assuming is Stooksbury. Now they've moved 2 receivers left. Out of the backfield comes Jackson, and this will be Rogers rolling and throwing over the middle, and it's going to be complete to the 50-yard line and down to the 45, we'll say, of Farragut. That's Weaver with the reception.
Flag on the play on the far sideline over there.
I think Jack Alley seemed upset. He clobbered the quarterback on the rollout, but let's see what this call is. Jack is actually saying that's on them.
Illegal man downfield.
Oh, beautiful.
22-yard completion to Weaver will be wiped away.
Huge. Absolutely huge.
I got to say, I'm actually very impressed with Deuce Rogers and his composure as a sophomore and his arm talent. He throws a pretty ball.
Yeah, the big kid, 6'3", 220. Yeah, he's got some talent.
I mean, he throws the ball well. It's got a nice zip on it and doesn't mind rolling out and trying to throw the ball on the run.
Yeah, that's a big 30, 40-yard penalty for us, is whereas the ball was going to be spotted. Now it's going to be a big 2nd and 10 from the Powell Panther 30.
And the clock is rolling, 39 seconds to play. Ball back to the 30. That is 5 penalties for 34 yards against Powell. Rogers being pressured, and he will throw it forward with his left hand. He's in the grasp of Farragut's Kilpatrick, who's getting the start tonight for Luke Hill, who's ineligible. And Rogers, before being sacked, switched the ball over to his left hand and just shoveled it forward for an incomplete pass.
I know Patrick Mahomes can do that a little bit, but that's not necessarily a great decision. There was nobody in the area. Showed his inexperience there, and Alley was in the area. That would have been nice for a pick 6.
Well,
but 3rd and 10.
If nobody's in the area, he certainly wasn't outside the tackle box.
Yeah, I didn't see a Panther really close.
2 of 4 on 3rd downs are the Panthers in this first half. 27 seconds to play. Jackson heads out to the right. He's one of 4 receivers. Back to passes. Rogers looking, throws downfield. Farragut with the Collins dropped the interception at the 45-yard line. Boy, would Landon Collins like to have that again.
Yes, he would. And I'm sitting here watching the clock as there's 27 seconds left to go here in the second quarter as the Panthers are going to punt. I'm assuming it's going to be Mr. Stooksbury for the Panthers.
Goodness, Landon. He makes that catch. He might take it to the house. He was coming forward, full head of steam. Would have been tough for somebody to apply the brakes, change direction, and track down that young man.
Well, let's try to see if we can get a good return here. With 2 timeouts, 27 seconds, might try to do something. Do we go after it as well?
Panthers are having trouble getting personnel on the field.
As they like to spread you out with their punt team. We have not seen that tonight.
1 first down for the Panthers. Service Street Auto Repair first down on this possession. And now delay of game. That'll be 39 yards in penalties against Powell on 6 flags. Farragut set to get the ball as it'll be Stooksbury to punt it away. We've got our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report coming up.
They're the best.
And at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be selecting Blair House Antiques players of the game. So this will be from the 25-yard line. Landis Davila waiting at his 41. Stooksbury this time has to hurry, and it is a short punt, far sideline, and backs up on the Panthers, and Farragut, well, that's not a great spot. They're going to say at the 40-yard line. Wow.
It was clearly the 37 or 38, but these guys are really good at checking knee pads.
18 seconds to go, and Farragut from the Powell 40-yard line. They need, I would say, about 10 yards to be within Ryan McHugh's range. He hit a 41-yarder. We were watching him hit 45-yarders in pregame.
And Eric, just to say on him, I talked about special teams not being as big of a strength. McHugh was better than even advertised last week. He was absolutely fantastic. Didn't think he'd get any to the end zone. He got a couple. Field goal made. Extra points were fantastic. So got a nice 3-year starter hopefully in him. Love a field goal, but let's see what we do. We're going 4 wide.
Interesting matchup. You've got Davila against a sophomore corner on the far side of the field.
You got big receivers.
2 receivers right, as well as a tight end. Davila, the lone receiver, left. Duncan back to pass, steps up in the pocket, now wants to run, and is going to get down to the 36, we'll say, a 4-yard gain, 12 seconds to play, and Farragut uses a timeout. Well, now if you could throw a quick hitter on the sideline, maybe you get McHugh in. Otherwise, you're looking at 2 shots at the end zone, I suppose, if you don't want to go with a field goal.
You still got 1 timeout left, right?
Yeah.
1 timeout. There's 12 seconds. You only have a couple plays though. So
right.
A 10-yard gain will get it close to a 40-yarder. Right now it's a 53-yard field goal. So you'd like to get 10 to 15 here and maybe get him in.
Farragut with one timeout remaining, Powell with one timeout remaining, but only 12 seconds remaining in our first half of play with the Panthers leading 14-7. Powell scoring both of its touchdowns in the opening quarter. First possession of the ball game, Connor Wheeler on 3rd down and 9 broke off a 74-yard scoring run right up the middle. And then it was the Panthers with 2:55 remaining in the first quarter. Their third possession of the ball game, a one-play possession after Farragut went 3 and out, starting deep in its own territory after a fumble recovery. Powell hit them with a 45-yard touchdown pass to Stooksbury. The Admirals answered their last possession driving 90 yards, picking up 6 first downs along the way. Only one pass play on that drive. Now they're looking to throw it, of course, and it'll be Davila with the catch, and they say incomplete. Davila at the 24-yard line. And so they say at the 24, Landis was unable to make the catch, and they must have said he was. They did. They said he was out of bounds. Before he was out of bounds.
Before he got possession, and I was upset because there's 5 seconds left. There was really 7 seconds. It got a little low on the time, and now with 5, I think it kind of makes it a little awkward on what you do here.
53-yard field goal from this spot. It's 3rd down for the Admirals. They're 2 of 4 on 3rd down, but this is almost certainly, unless you get a penalty, and Powell has committed 6 in this first half, this would be, I would think, the final play of the half.
I don't know. I think you could get a quick hitter. We'll see what we decide. You're either going to have to throw it deep or it's got to be a quick hitter, hoping for a 3 or 4 second play and to get the timeout from – no, we're out of timeout.
You've got to run an out route and get out of
the problem there is that the clock operator seems to have been maybe a little bit tardy on back-to-back occasions, and so if you put it in his hands to stop the clock
you're not gonna
on
be
a short one to bring on McHugh, I'm not sure that you'll get a favorable.
I think we're heading to the end zone here.
Marcus Jackson has traded sides of the field with Fenner and now matched up with Landis on the far side.
Tripp's right. They throw it deep. Farragut's not going to have anybody getting there as Shepard can't track it down, and so incomplete on the final play of the first half. And so the Admirals had a chance to maybe get a little something late, unable to capitalize. And Powell, as a result, will go to the locker room, leading Farragut 14-7. But a good answer by the Admirals late in the first half on a 90-yard drive. And 6 first downs along the way, and it was Farragut's Troy Lockhart scoring on the 1-yard touchdown plunge at the 128 mark to get the Admirals on the board. Again, at intermission, it's Powell with a couple of first quarter touchdowns leading the Admirals 14-7. Let's get a 3-minute break, and we will return with our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime report on the other side. You're listening to Farragut Football on West 105 and online at WFIV.com.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Here at the Mike Dyer Agency, we know insurance coverage options can be overwhelming. That's why we partner with Nationwide to help you find the best protection for you and your family's needs. Give us a call today at 865-966-2111 to learn more. Or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Attention, BLJ bus lines are hiring. We're looking for school bus drivers who are loyal, dedicated, responsible people who want to serve the community. Make up to $20 per hour, along with sign-on bonuses, and training is provided. Enjoy a flexible schedule, split shifts with weekends and holidays off. We're looking for full and part-time drivers.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenKnoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Since 1997, Dennis Hall's Auto Service has been located at 221 Sherway Road. Dennis Hall's Auto Service cares deeply about their clients' safety and strives to fix your car right the first time while using quality automotive parts. With extensive knowledge and experience, they perform repairs on all makes and models of domestic and Asian vehicles, including light-duty trucks. For preventive maintenance, major and minor repairs, you'll receive the best in service at competitive prices that could add years of life to your car. For more information, call Dennis Hall's Auto Service at 865-690-1151 or visit DennisHallAutoservice.com or on Facebook.
Welcome into our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime show. Dennis Hall's Auto Service specializes in all domestic and Asian vehicles, located at 221 Sherway Road in West Knoxville off Parkside Drive. Appreciate their sponsorship of our halftime report and all of our sponsors. We got a full slate this year and appreciate the support shown for Farragut football and, for that matter, all Farragut High School athletics. There's packages available where you can continue your sponsorship through basketball season as well as spring sports, which has continued to expand with our coverage of Farragut softball and baseball here on West 105. Tonight, week 2 action and a steamy night, to say the least. The Farragut High marching band in shorts and T-shirts, understandably, this evening. It's oftentimes the case, of course, early in the season, and certainly on a night like this where earlier in the day we had heat index easily in excess of 100 degrees, and so kickoff was pushed back 1 hour. All my years broadcasting, I can't remember that ever occurring. I was talking with Chase Scott prior to going on the air this evening, and I said the only time, Tyler, I can remember a game night as warm as this one, off the top of my head at least, the season opener 2007, Farragut played at West. It was brutally hot that night, and the air conditioners at West in the press box were completely overwhelmed.
They are close here tonight as well. As
they're trying to hold their own.
They're holding a little bit of water back for us right now, but it is extremely warm here tonight. And you've had it. I mean, it would be one thing if it had been one day this week, Eric, but it has been a deluge.
At 36, they didn't have to go far to get there. Picked up a couple of Service Street auto repair. Went 3 and out. Brooks Burnett's punt went 33 yards, no return. Looked like possibly the Powell return man touched it, and it was a muff, but the officials said no, he whiffed, and so Powell took over at its 45-yard line, just as they had done the previous possession when they started at the Farragut 36. They went for the end zone on the first play. Previous possession, slightly overthrown. This time, Powell's third possession of the ball game, they hooked up. It was a 45-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Rogers to his favored target, Dylan Stooksbury. And so with 2:55 to go in the first quarter, 14-0 after Stooksbury also tacked on the PAT. Farragut moved for 2 first downs on its third possession of the night, but then went over on downs. 4th down, and I guess it was about 6-7 yards to go, and they lost a yard on a little flare pass to Lockhart. So Powell took over at its 38. They picked up 1 first down, then punted the ball away to the Admirals, who started from their 10, and they put together a 90-yard drive. 6 Service Street auto repair first downs along the way. Everything was on the ground. Panthers with a kickoff return to the 20. Good coverage by the Admirals, and they moved for 1 first down, then punted. It was a short punt. The Admirals had the ball at the Powell 40, but couldn't complete a pass. They ruled Davila out of bounds across the way on the far sideline on a play that I'm sure would have brought on Ryan McHugh for a field goal try had it been ruled complete. But they said Davila was out of bounds when he made the reception, and so Farragut had no choice really but to throw for the end zone from the 40 and came up empty on the final play of the half. So 14-7, Powell leading as the Panthers again scored both touchdowns in the first quarter. Farragut tacks on one late in the second quarter. Both teams had a turnover as Farragut fumbled the ball, and it was recovered again by Abu Kiefer, and Powell's Wheeler fumbled it back with Farragut's Zane Qureshi-Smith on the recovery. First downs, I had Powell with 5 in the first half and Farragut with 9, and both teams going 2 of 5 on third down conversions. Powell was 1 of 1 on fourth down, Farragut 0 of 1 on fourth down. Penalties, Powell 6 for 39, Farragut 1 for 5. Let's get another 3-minute break, and we will return to take a look at the individual stats on the other side. The Farragut Marching Admiral Band, 155 competitive band members down on the field performing. This year's show is Just Fantasy, music arranged and composed by Synced Up Designs. The drum majors, Jessica Garner, Ellie Williams, and Caroline Woods. Color guard director is Ansley Ida Miller. And directors, of course, Kenneth Carrico for a number of years, assisted by Rodney Brown. I believe it's his second year here at Farragut, as well as Andrea Bird. Competitions coming up in late September and late October for the Admiral Marching Band. So again, 14-7, Powell leading at intermission. Back in 3 minutes with more of our Dennis Hall Auto Service halftime report as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
There are sports pubs everywhere these days, but there's only one place for award-winning wings and much more. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub in Knoxville. Yes, we have great wings, but there is a lot of etc. for everyone. Gourmet burgers, wraps, salads, subs, appetizers, and awesome food and drink specials. A great kids menu too. After the big game or anytime, Wings Etc. offers good food and great times. Wings Etc. Knoxville, the official location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals. Go Admirals!
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
The Shrimp Dock, Knoxville's premier fresh seafood market, offers fresh seafood entrees at all 3 of its area locations. Po' boys, crab cake plates, fish tacos, shrimp, salmon, and more. Choose an entree. Choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you. Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and until
Knoxville's volume dealer. Here's what we're going to do about it. 2023 SR Ultima starting.
We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
Welcome to Willie's Wings.
In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Welcome back to another Farragut Football Friday night here on my West 105. Tyler Carr, Eric Gerhardt, Brett Clendon it up here at the press box at Eddie Courtney Stadium. Bill Clabo Field, where the Powell Panthers lead the Admirals 14-7. Eric is over here crunching numbers, so I'm trying to give him some a moment to figure himself out. He's got a calculator. There's smoke coming out of his ears. So while he's crunching numbers, I'll go ahead and run down the scoreboard for him. That way, give him a few more moments here. Are you good to go?
No, I'm good. I'll go ahead and do this.
Okay. You were just frantically counting.
I was completely perplexed by one number when you start going into negative passing yardage, and I recognized the error on my stat sheet, so I got that squared away. The Powell Marching Band, by the way, is on the field here at halftime. Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime show, specializing in all domestic and Asian vehicles, does Dennis Hall's Auto Service. They are located at 220 yards, including his first touchdown of the season, a 1-yard plunge. Cam Duncan, Farragut senior quarterback, 2 carries for 3 yards. And then on the fumbled exchange between Duncan and Lockhart, I didn't know who to give that to, and it was -4 yards, so I gave it to the team for the time being. And then a snap over the head of Duncan lost 16 yards, so that also went to the team. 2 rushing attempts for the team, -20. So that dings Farragut's otherwise pretty healthy-looking rushing stats in the first half. 24 carries, 89 yards in the 1 touchdown. Cam Duncan completes 4 of 7 passes for 25 yards. 1 to Troy Lockhart that lost a yard. 2 to Landis Davila for 17. And Jordan Shepard had the other reception, good for 9. For Powell, quarterback Deuce Rogers carries 3 times for 5 yards. Marcus Jackson, 2 carries for 17 yards. Connor Wheeler, 5 carries for 93 yards, a 74-yard touchdown on his first rushing attempt, a fumble inside the 10 on his last rushing attempt. Keyshawn Jackson, 1 rush, good for 6 yards. 11 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown on the ground for Powell. Then through the air, Deuce Rogers goes 6 of 10 for 60 yards, and the touchdown, which covered 45 yards to Dylan Stooksbury. So Stooksbury had 2 catches for 50 yards total. Adam Weaver caught 3 balls, totaling 7 yards, and Matt Clayton had the other catch, good for 3. So 60 yards through the air for Powell, 121 on the ground, 74 coming on that early gallop by Connor Wheeler. So 184 yards of offense in the first half for Powell compared to 114 for Farragut. Again, a high snap for the Admirals, 16 yards. Otherwise, Farragut would be sitting, you would think, around 130, and their rushing yardage would be over the century mark in the first half. So some signs of life from that Farragut offense and the run game late in the first half, and hoping that Farragut will be able to carry that over to the second half as they will get the ball first, trailing Powell here at home, 14-7. For a look at what's going on elsewhere, take it away, Tyler.
All right, Eric. And tonight, things are a little bit awkward, a little bit different because of the late starts for some games. In the third quarter, Bearden leads Alcoa 13-10 in what has turned into a slobber knocker in Blount County. Cleveland leads McMinn County 18-10 at halftime. Maryville has a 31-0 lead over Knox Central in the fourth quarter. Bradley Central leading Tyner Academy at the half 40-7. Cott County and Gatlinburg-Pittman playing in Cott County as Gatlinburg-Pittman leads 20-16. West Ridge is up on Daniel Boone 26-18. Dobbins-Bennett leads Greenville at the half 14-7 up at Kingsport. Jefferson County leads Sevier County 26-7 in the second quarter. Elizabethan is spotting Mo West 13 points as the Cyclones, are up 13-0 in the third quarter. Northview Academy leads Pigeon Forge 13-0. Science Hill and Anderson County looks like it is Science Hill 14, Anderson County 10 at half. Gibbs and Halls in a really interesting battle, 0-0 at second quarter. First home game for the Eagles in 2 years. The newly renovated stadium there on the campus of Gibbs High School. I got to say, I pay attention to a lot of things in the area. Last year, Gibbs had a rock concert T-shirt, and they called it the All Away Tour or whatever because they had to play at other stadiums in Knox County. Awesome idea, great capitalization, I thought, from the folks at Gibbs High School. It was a neat looking thing. I love the Gibbs community. Kingston leads 24-7 over Oliver Springs at the half. Coalfield's up on Oneida 26-0. Monterey traveling to Roane County to play Rockwood. They're up 6-0 at half. McMinn Central and the Chargers up on Seymour 14-7. South Doyle leads Heritage 14-7. Wartburg in the second quarter 7 to Harriman 0. Campbell County and Fulton locked in a close battle. Fulton leads 16-13. William Blount leads Carnes 28-7 in the second quarter. And what I think is one of the surprising upsets so far tonight at half in the Battle of the Bridge, Loudon 0, Lenoir City 13. Trey Wilhite returning a 95-yard fumble recovery I just saw. Great ball player there for the Panthers in his senior year. Sequoia leads Tellico Plains in the second quarter 14-13. Stone Memorial on top of Sweetwater 26-3 at half. Ray County and Red Bank deadlocked at 14 all at half. Webb School leads Asheville School 25-6 in the third quarter, and Kings Academy is up 16-6, or CAK is up 16-6 over Kings Academy.
Thank you, Tyler. So that's a look at what's going on elsewhere around East Tennessee. Farragut trailing here 14-7 to Powell, but will get the ball first. to start the second half. So, as our Dennis Hall's Auto Service halftime show close to concluding, the Powell band has left the field. The team's warming up. Let's get a 3-minute break here, and I anticipate we will be returning with third quarter action on the other side. It's a Farragut Football Friday night on West 105 and worldwide at WF5E.com.
Shop Farragut loves Farragut sports. From football to basketball to baseball and softball, we love supporting our hometown teams. We also love it when you shop Farragut and support our hometown businesses. You'll find everything you want when you shop Farragut. So support our local businesses and shop Farragut every day.
Take back the mom and pop, so many groovy restaurants. Shop Farragut.
It's football season at Blair House. This is John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with exquisite gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years. From jewelry to chandeliers.
New tires, one look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross?
2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows? Call the best, CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRSExteriors.com.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair.
Your car right the first time while using quality automotive parts. With extensive knowledge and experience, they perform repairs on all makes and models of domestic and Asian vehicles, including light-duty trucks. For preventive maintenance, major and minor repairs, you'll receive the best in service at competitive prices that could add years of life to your car. For more information, call Dennis Hall's Auto Service at 865-690-1151 or visit DennisHallAutoservice.com or on Facebook.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
So we're just about set for third quarter action here at Bill Claybo Field as Powell leads Farragut 14-7. The Panthers scoring quickly on a 74-yard touchdown run by Connor Wheeler. And Tyler and I were just discussing that we expect to see a much heavier dose of the junior running back in the second half, just 5 carries in the first half. And so he gained 74, gained 1, gained 6, gained 5, and then lost a fumbled it forward. It was 7 yards. He probably only held on to it for about 3 or 4 yards on that rush, but I had him for 5 carries, 93 yards. Keep in mind, he carried 31 times last week, 181 yards against Anderson County. Tyler brought up a good point. Powell turns around and plays Thursday night, a short week for them, and it's a region opener. Change that. That's not a region game anymore, right? They're Region 2 now.
They're right. That's just it's just Rivalry Thursday.
So that doesn't play as much into it. We were thinking about region.
We were thinking region play going in and starting next week, but you're right. The Panthers are no longer in the same region as Oak Ridge, so that's going to be just
the arms of Steven Souls.
Yeah, start Wyatt this half. He ran so well. They're going to start Wyatt. Really ran hard in the first half, as he does right there, and gets about 4.
69 yards now on 13 carries for Drummy. Call it second down, 6.5 yards to go from the 23.5-yard line for Farragut.
Motions into the backfield is that H-back. You see the linebacker.
So it's second down and 1.5 yards to go for the Admirals. We'll say 1 to go. Back to passes. Duncan throws it down the line. It's Davila. Got a block. He's to the 30. 35-4 gain.
Yeah, just a nice little screen to the left, and it was a little high snap, and Cam throws off the timing but gets it out to Davila eventually, and he does some good work.
Amador, the freshman linebacker for the Panthers, in on the tackle.
Farragut's 10th Service Street Auto Repair first down of the night. Service Street's your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. Farragut first down and 10 from the 38-yard line. Quick pass near side, high to Robbie Jacobs. Jacobs to the 40, to the 45, and to the 47-yard line as he is brought down by Brody Hollowell. But the Admirals close to first down yardage, and a good block on the perimeter by fellow receiver. Well,
there's a marker at the 42.
Is that going to be on the block on the outside receiver?
No, because it's on the
far
side.
The other side. Oh, we're going to wave it.
They wave it off.
Proud of them. They've been very active tonight.
They were even warning people on the kickoff at halftime to make sure your knees are covered.
So that was Robbie Jacobs' second catch of the year, first of the night. He went 74 yards last week on Farragut's first offensive possession. And so it's second down and 1. The sticks are saying first down, but it's 2nd and 1 for Farragut from the 47-yard line. As Powell with 3 down linemen, bringing a linebacker up close. It'll be Drummy across midfield and keeps pounding to the 45-yard line as Farragut moves for an 8-yard gain, and you got to like the push as getting in behind Drummy and giving him a little help was McNear and Moore.
Yeah, I mean, 14-0. Things were looking pretty bleak in that second quarter, but 8 minutes left in the second. Admiral Nation's really turned it on with the physicality, and that's the running backs and the receivers and the offensive line.
Back-to-back Service Street Auto Repair first downs on the ground for the Admirals, as it'll be from the 45-yard line of Powell. In motion, Robbie Jacobs right to left. Farragut hands to Drummy. Up the middle, bounces off the first man, keeps going. He's to the 35, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Admirals. Off the right side, it's Wyatt Drummy absorbing contact, and just Burnett made sure they would not. He threw the final block, a little interference, as Farragut ties the game with 9:42 to play in our third quarter. Back with a kickoff in 1 minute as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
Hey there, Farragut football fans. When you're attending this week's game, be sure to catch a super cool t-shirt from the Pizza Kitchen. Only 3 t-shirts will be thrown per game. Every time you wear your t-shirt to the Pizza Kitchen, you get a free order of cheesy bread. This is limited to the 2023 Farragut football season only. Remember the Pizza Kitchen for your pregame tailgating. Located on Kingston Pike in the Lovell Heights Shopping Center. Check out thepizzakitchenknoxville.com for more info.
Farragut High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Boy, Farragut has been so good on kickoff coverage, but Marcus Jackson nearly sprung one. But the last line of defense was their sophomore place kicker, Ryan McHugh, and he just made a form tackle up the other side. This time it's Powell, junior running back.
Wyatt's the Admiral Nation.
Stokesbury on for the extra point attempt.
Second touchdown of the night for Wheeler. First one was 74, this one's 50. And Stokesbury splits the uprights, and Powell, just like that, reclaims the lead 21-14 with 9:17 to go in our third quarter.
Salmon and more. Choose an entree. Choose a side and a beverage. Dine in or carry it out. You won't regret making the Shrimp Dock your choice for a seafood meal. 3 locations to serve you. Farragut, Bearden, and Alcoa. All locations open at 10 a.m. Monday through Saturday and at 11 a.m. on Sundays. Like us on Facebook for the Fish of the Week and other weekly.
Another kicker on one of the earlier kickoffs tonight, but Stokesbury, his last one, was fumbled inside the 5 by Shepard, and so Farragut started backed up at its 14-yard line, but drove 86 yards, picking up 3 first downs. But Powell with a quick response, kickoff return to the 50, and then on the first play, it's Connor Wheeler with his second long touchdown run of the night as Powell reclaims the lead. So now Farragut from its 20, trailing 21-14. 9:17 to go in our third quarter as the Admirals will have Jacobs, the lone receiver, right. Now it looks like Burnett's going to join him on the right side as the H-back. 2 receivers left. Handoff up the middle. Lockhart, and what they blow the whistle for. Farragut.
Encroachment on the defense.
Yes.
Lining up in the neutral zone is probably what it's going to be.
That is one you'd like to be able to decline, is it not? Because Lockhart, the Red Sea had just parted, unless there was a whistle that I didn't hear a little bit earlier.
I think there was a whistle.
And everybody quit playing.
I'm not going to say they quit playing, but I did hear a whistle.
Yeah, they reacted to it.
Lockhart looked like he was off to the races. Penalty on Powell is its 8th of the night for 49 yards. And so Farragut from the 25-yard line, 1st and 5, they'll hand it to Lockhart, and he's going to be wrapped up at the line of scrimmage by Cardell Thomas and also the linebacker Adrian Dougherty.
Yeah, it was a light box, 5 versus 5 there, and couldn't get some push. Maybe got a yard.
Lockhart 41 yards on 9 attempts. He was also in on a play that lost 4, but I didn't know who to give that to, whether Duncan, the quarterback, or Lockhart, the running back, on a fumbled exchange. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. Trips left, tight end to the right. Handoff, Lockhart. He's got first down yardage as he gets to the 30-yard line. Lockhart running behind Davis Smith and Jacob Cabrera. Moves the chains for a Service Street Auto Repair first down. It is Farragut's 4th of the half, and 13th of the ball game.
Yeah, I love the way both of them are running behind their pads, low, physical, north and south for Drummy and Lockhart.
4-man front for Powell. Linebackers, a pair of them in close in Jonte Dunn and Adrian Dougherty. Handoff is to Lockhart right through the middle of the line behind Roger McNear. And he kept battling across the 35 to the 37. How about that? I thought he was down at the 34, and then just suddenly the pile moved, and now we've got a flag thrown in. A flag thrown in on the tail end as Farragut gains 6 or 7. Call it 7.
Also see Iverson Garcia checking in for the Panthers. He's sort of their he's their meat on the defensive line. As there's a penalty against the Admirals.
Just on the Admirals. Wow.
Unsportsmanlike on Farragut. You just can't have that.
Nope. You said you got to play clean. That was one of your pre-game keys, Eric, and that hurt you. 2nd and 3, you're rolling, and now you're putting yourself in a huge hole. 2nd and 18.
Back to the 22-yard line. Second penalty of the night for Farragut, but that's a big 15-yard step off.
It's going to make it very difficult on your offense because there's not many plays for 2nd and 20.
Well, and the way we're playing,
but you've been running the ball so effectively. You're getting 5 to 7 yards a gain. Now 2nd or
18, 17 and a half so to go.
Yeah. Is it 2nd or 3rd? Oh, 2nd.
Should be 2nd. This will be down the line near side and over the head of Jordan Shepard, incomplete. Thrown a little bit high. It'll bring up 3rd down and long. Farragut 2 of 5 on 3rd downs tonight after going 2 of 8 on 3rd downs last week.
Yeah, you want to keep it. It's unbelievable how much that penalty plays a factor because this is not a high-powered offense. You want to run it and throw it when you have to. And 2nd and 18 and overthrown on the screen, and now it's 3rd and 18.
You also don't want to let Steven Souls pin his ears back and get a just pure pass rush against you right now. Because he's just as dangerous in this situation. 3rd and 20, they think you're going to throw it.
Wyatt Drummy is the running back, and they'll throw down the sideline trying to find, I guess that was Gunter, right? They were trying to find in front of the Powell bench. A couple of yards beyond the line to make at the 40, but goes incomplete. And Farragut, what looked promising, 2nd down and short with a 15-yard step off, turns into 2nd down and long, and they can't overcome the penalty.
That one hurt.
Brooks Burnett Burnett going to drop back to punt. Looks like he's going to put his heels on the 8-yard line. Roger McNear long snapping for the Admirals.
This will be Burnett's second punt of the night. The first one 33 yards, nearly mishandled. No return. This is from the 23, and it's a high punt that doesn't go far. Let's see if it gets a Farragut roll. It does, towards the near sideline, and kicks out of bounds at the 47-yard line. So that's where Powell will have it, at the Farragut 47. The way that came off of Brooks's foot, not a bad in Farragut territory at the 45, and scored a one-play possession. The first, that's going to be a loss of 5 yards.
Yeah, it's big. Powell got
on the reception.
Fourth down and what?
Here's fourth down. Powell 1 of 1, and they will use a timeout. 5:10 to play. So from the Farragut 40-yard line, fourth timeout on the field. Let's get a break here ourselves. We'll return with more. Farragut trailing Powell 21-14 as the Panthers mull over a fourth down call with 5:10 to play in the third. Back after this as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
It's football season.
I don't know how long
it's
going to be, Dusty.
John Blair, president of Blair House Antiques and proud Farragut alumni. We've been proudly serving the Knoxville area with excellent gifts and keepsakes for over 30 years.
Single spot and then bring it back.
Layers, lamps to staffeture, we can assist you with all of your gifting needs when the gift must be perfect. Blair House, your time-tested connection to the treasures of the past. Blair House, 210 North Forest Park Boulevard in Bearden.
Fourth down, the Panthers will go for it. They hand it off to Wheeler, coming near side, puts his foot in the ground, gets north and south, and he's off to the races again. And Farragut dives, Jack Alley does, and trips him up at the 20-yard line, else he was gone. A fourth down conversion, a 20-yard gain, and the Panthers are on the cusp of the red zone.
Penalty flag at the 36-yard line.
Yo, boy, that one's coming back, Admiral Nation. We didn't see it. It's on the 36. It looked like, yeah, that one, boy, that's going to be huge. I think you got to punt it now, Eric.
Snap comes back, and Stooksbury looks like he wants to run for it, and coming to the near sideline, he's knocked out of bounds. The Admirals held him short. The Admirals held him short. It was Farragut's Kilpatrick, I think, actually. I said Carball, but it was Kilpatrick who made the tackle.
Yeah, and they roll him out to the right every time, Eric, and I believe that they give him the freedom to pull it and run it any time he sees fit. And as one of their better athletes, obviously, best receiver, and he pulls it thinking he had enough room. Really nice athletic effort by Kilpatrick, who's playing a little D-line tonight, gets him out 3 yards short, and now we're 60 yards from tying this one up.
Fake punt over on downs, Farragut from its 40-yard line, and they'll run it off the left side behind Smith and Cabrera. And looks like a gain of maybe 3 on first down for the Admirals. Wyatt Drummy
having himself a game tonight. Wyatt Drummy, I think he's had the longest rest of the season with that 45-yard touchdown run earlier. He is having an outstanding game tonight.
126 yards now for Drummy, who stands off to the right of Cam Duncan. Tight formation for the Admirals. And this time, tripped up in the backfield, it's Jonte Dunn making the tackle, and Farragut's going to lose, it looks like, a yard on the play.
Yeah, not that the Admirals can't throw it, but they're definitely leaning on the run game, and they've got a really talented receiver group. Powell kind of selling out for the run, making them throw the football as it's a big 3rd and 8 here.
3:47 to go in our third quarter. Powell leading 21-14 as Farragut on third down, 2 of 6 tonight. So from the 42, looked like a false start for the Admirals, and it was. Farragut with another costly penalty. Huge penalty on the last possession, 15 yards when the Admirals had ripped off an 8-yard gain to set up second and short, turned into second and long, which they couldn't overcome. Now, third down becomes even longer at 3rd and 13 for the Admirals as the ball is moved back to the 37. Farragut moving left to right towards Valley Plumbing, VG's Bakery, and Miser Wealth, as well as Dixie Lee Junction. And Farragut is going to have back-to-back procedure penalties. It's 3rd and 18. 1 penalty in the first half for Farragut, but 3 here in the third quarter. Clock rolling, 3:10 to go in the third. Admirals now back to their 32-yard line. They need midfield. Duncan takes the snap from McNear, steps up in the pocket, is going to pull it down, and he's to the 40 and dives out to the 43-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 11, but I would got to think that's going to bring on, of course, the punting unit.
Yeah, nice job. That was kind of a more decisive run there by Cam as he got physical and got some yardage back, but it's not going to be enough for the Admirals to go for it. 4th and 7. They're going to punt the football back with 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
So disappointing. The Admirals get the ball as Powell fakes a punt, and the Admirals hold them short. Big play by Farragut's Harrison Kilpatrick, but they can't capitalize on what was their best starting field position of the night, the 40-yard, well, second best of the night, the 40-yard line. So McNear's snap comes back to Brooks Burnett, and this is a much better punt.
Beauty.
And waving for and asking for a fair catch, apparently, was Niwa.
2:04 left here in the third quarter. Now would be, if you can hold off this offense right now, force a punt, you can really go into the fourth quarter with a lot of momentum.
Farragut opened the second half with momentum, driving 86 yards, but Powell, in a flash, answered. Returned the kickoff to midfield, and then one play, Wheeler to the house. Powell reestablished the touchdown lead at 21-14, which is where we stand currently. 2:04 to play, third quarter, and the Panthers moving right to left. That's toward Mike Dyer Agency, Wings, etc., and Angie Cody Real Estate Team, eXp Realty, as well as Ted Russell Nissan. Rogers, pistol formation, hands to Wheeler. He skips to the outside. Farragut forces him back in with
Collins?
I believe that was Collins forcing him back in.
Alley, Carbaugh in pursuit, though. Great job by Collins setting the edge, doing exactly what you want to where you stop that defense, you stop that runner's momentum, make him cut back to the inside where you have the flow of the defense coming to you.
As we know, it's an athletic family.
They are extremely athletic.
Yeah, Carbaugh and Alley on the tackle after Collins forced him in. 2nd down and 6 from the 24-yard line, 1:23 to play in our third quarter. Farragut with Alley coming off the edge, giving pursuit, and there's a pass thrown low to the far side of the field, right at the first down sticks, sliding to the ground across the way. Wide receiver Adam Weaver can't come up with it. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, and it was a good play call for the defensive call. We had the blitz coming the opposite side. They had a roll out the other way. Had the first down throw in the flat. He just underthrew it. It was big for the Admirals. Really big 3rd and 6, as you can hear it from the Admiral Nation now.
Powell, 2 of 6 on 3rd downs tonight. 1:15 to go in our third quarter as the Panthers with the play clock down to 7, down to 5, down to 4. Snap it with 2. Hand it off to Jackson, coming near side, and Farragut wraps him up. It's David Broda with the tackle at the 27-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 for Jackson, who's slow to get up.
Yeah, David Broda, great tackle by him in the open field to force a 4th down. What a wonderful interview by the legendary Tyler Carr last week with him, as Broda was excited to be out there, another undersized linebacker who's just trying to fill in that role of a Berkey in the past.
I liked last week when Coach Brooker, knowing that, seeing that you were going to be talking to him, and he gave him a pat on the backside, like well-recognized or well-deserved recognition to be able to talk post-game with us after his first career start. He picked up 11 tackles. He and Jack Alley were the leading tacklers last week for the Admirals. Matt Purvis, by the way, led the Admirals as far as tackles behind the line with 4 of those. He was consistently in DB's offensive backfield.
And wow. I can attest from personal experience, those undersized linebackers from Farragut, trying to block them is not easy. I've had my fair share of trying to block those guys. Between them and Michael Gary, I had my hands full playing the Admirals in my career.
Yeah, he was a good one for sure, and there's been a lot of them. over the years.
Of course, I also had the pleasure of trying to block Nick Revesz.
Yeah. Yep.
That did not go so well for me a couple times.
What a player he was. And what a wrestler. State champion wrestler.
Didn't he go undefeated one year?
Yeah. 4th down for Powell. 64 seconds to play in this third quarter. Landis Davila awaits the punt from Stooksbury at his 36-yard line. Stooksbury ran with it last time. Farragut playing punt safe.
It's
away. That's a good punt. Davila all the way back to the 25-yard line. Coming near side and just gets to the 27, no further.
Heck of a punt there.
Looks like we got a Panther down with a cramp right there at the end of the play.
26-yard line, we'll call it. So
back-to-back beautiful punts by both teams.
That's what I was thinking. Two
Burnett
great punts
just
in a row.
ripped one off, and then Stooksbury answers him back.
Farragut from its 26 after the defense holds him 3 and out. Farragut, having gone 3 and out its last offensive series, has the ball back with 44 seconds to go in the third quarter, trailing Powell 21-14 here at Bill Claybo Field. Ball is on the near side hash as Farragut moves left to right. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Tight end is to the right. They're going to run it up the middle. That'll be Lockhart bouncing off a man. 35-40. Down the near side to the 50. To the 40. He's to the 30. He's running away from Panthers, and it's a one-play possession for the Admirals. 74 yards to the house. Lockhart shows an extra gear and just widened the gap between he and the trailing Panthers.
Boy, that was beautiful. I'll tell you what, and we're getting the replay in the booth, but a little bit faster than you realize. He can really scoot a little bit as he tiptoes to the sidelines. Nobody catches him, keeping the knees up. Big touchdown for the Admirals to tie it with 29 seconds left in the third quarter.
At Service Street Auto Repair, first down, number 14 of the night. And Powell, which has had 2 one-play possessions tonight, sees Farragut rip one off. 74 yards, matches what Wheeler did early in the game for Powell, 74 yards. And the extra point is blocked.
Oh, no.
It's blocked. And so Powell continues to lead. I think it was Souls, the outstanding lineman, who got a hand on it. And so Powell leads 21-20 with 29 seconds to go in our third quarter. First missed PAT of the season for Farragut. Powell 21, Farragut 20, late third quarter. Back in 1 minute with a kickoff as you listen to Farragut football on West 105.
WFIV 105.3 FM. Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City. You're listening to West 105.
Have you heard about the breakthrough Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires? One look at the tread, and you will know it is different. It hugs the road, wet or dry, stops shorter, and lasts longer than the 4 leading competitive tires. Where do you get the Michelin Cross Climate 2 tires installed correctly for perfect balance and alignment? Go see Fisher. Yes, Fisher Tire can match anyone's price, but nobody can match their service.
Fisher Tire on Kingston Pike in Buren and Farragut and North on Broadway.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Kick will go into the end zone off the toe of McHugh. And so after seeing his PAT blocked, Ryan McHugh, the sophomore, responds, putting his first of the night. I think that's his 4th kickoff and the first to reach the end zone. And so Powell will start from its 20, leading Farragut 21-20, as the Admirals just a moment ago ripped off a 74-yard touchdown run off the right side behind Harville and Moore. It was Troy Lockhart taking it to the house. But again, the blocked extra point means Powell continues to lead. The Panthers with the ball from their 20. 29 seconds to play in the third quarter. The Panthers move right to left, and they will hand it off. No, the quarterback keeps it, and Rogers with a big hole up the middle side steps Collins and is brought down from behind by Broda. That will be a 17-yard gain for the quarterback, Rogers, his longest run of the night by far.
Yeah, no. That was an interesting formation. They had trips right and bunch. and then ran the zone read back the other way, and the quarterback pulled it. For one of the first times tonight, pretty good-looking play as he gains more than 10.
17 yards and a Service Street Auto Repair first down, the 7th of the night for Powell as the horn sounds ending the third quarter. The Panthers will have a fresh set from their own 37-yard line, leading Farragut 21-20 when fourth quarter play gets underway here shortly. Let's get a 1-minute break for our sponsors. We'll return with more on the other side as you listen to Farragut High School football on West 105 and worldwide at WFIV.com.
Hello, this is Leanne for Valley Plumbing. We are a local family-owned plumbing company specializing in water heater repair and replacement, clogged drains, broken pipes, and most importantly, taking care of you, the customer. We service all of West Knoxville, Loudoun, Blount, and Anderson counties. We offer same-day service, and we want to be your first and your last call. Call us at 213-3360, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or visit valleyplumbingtn.com.
When it comes to wings, everybody does know size does
How's
matter.
that Dobbins
No one
winning
knows
Greenville
better
score?
than Wings Etc. Grill and Pub
14,
in Knoxville.
14,
Wings
and
Etc.
Lightning
has the
delay.
biggest, meatiest, award-winning
Apparently
jumbo
there's
wings in
some
town.
storms up
Choose
there
from among
northeast.
19 signature wing sauces, including our crazy hot
Georgetown
habanero
West
wall
and
sauce. If you
Elizabeth
love wings
and
and a whole lot
Lightning
more,
delay as
come
well.
to Wings Etc. for lunch, dinner, carry-out, and
At least we don't have that.
sports all year long. Wings
better
Etc.
knock on
Knoxville,
wood.
official fifth quarter location for high school football and proud sponsor of the Farragut Admirals.
Back here at Eddie Courtney Stadium, Bill Claybo Field on the campus of Farragut High School. 12 minutes to go in this non-region tilt between Powell and Farragut, and the Panthers with first down and 10 from their 37-yard line, leading the Admirals by a score of 21-20.
And another player having to go out of the game. It looks like it's the left guard, Blake Neely, for the Panthers.
Protect your knees.
360-pound Neely goes to the sideline. He will be replaced, it looks like, by Caleb Lewis, who's 290.
Looks like that one actually going to be for blood.
Or maybe that's Oxley, 57, not 67, who's 270. Powell's got some big boys. From the 37-yard line, it'll be Rogers handing off and up the middle, his second carry of the night. That's Keyshawn Jackson carrying across to the 46-yard line, a gain of 9, second down and short for the Panthers.
I love seeing number 80 get some carries. Like, just not that particular player. Just seeing the number 80 on the field.
Right, unusual
great.
number in the offensive backfield.
I love it. Now checking in at running back is going to be 27.
That's Jackson.
No, Moore.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Joe Hanan Moore. Jack Alley made the last tackle. So from the 46-yard line, the tight end's going to no, he did not. So they were running the tight end back and forth behind the offensive line, and they jumped. And so a 5-yard penalty against Powell. 64 yards now on 10 flags. So second down and short now becomes second down and 6 or so to go from the 41-yard line of the Panthers. And Lewis, maybe the guilty party, the guy who had just checked in a moment ago, now leaves as they get Neely back in at left guard. So from the 41-yard line, Deuce Rogers takes the snap and will hand it off. And Farragut in on the tackle, as that's close to first down yardage. Farragut had Matthew Purvis and I believe Jack Alley, as it was Moore on the carry, gaining
marking
5.
and calling it a first down.
Yep.
Oh, really?
They eyeball that
Wow.
stuff. You know that, Eric.
Okay, so a 6-yard gain and a Service Street Auto Repair first down, the 8th of the night for Powell, as they will have it from their 47-yard line. Receivers, 2 of them to each side. Now they'll move a third to the right. Here comes the blitz off the corner. The pass thrown deep and over Stooksbury, as running stride for stride with him was Robbie Jacobs across the way. And bringing the heat was Carbaugh for the Admirals.
Boy, is he an athletic 6'2", 185-pound man. He watch him come off the edge here, Eric, on the replay, and absolutely levels the quarterback.
Rogers a little slow to move to the sideline to get the next play call from Coach Lowe.
Yeah, he's a little banged up.
A little banged up. Running back again is Johannewan Moore, just a freshman. Number 27 stands off to the left of his sophomore quarterback, Deuce Rogers. 2nd down and 10 from the 47 of the Powell Panthers.
I feel like
and off, no, it's going to be the quarterback keeping it, and Farragut's all over it with Harrison Kilpatrick, I do believe, making the tackle. Jack Alley comes up as well, but I tell you what, guys, Kilpatrick forced into action a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Not to say that, given the heat, he would not have played more than he did a week ago.
Yep.
Luke Hill, not available. Kilpatrick, I feel like, has stepped up big.
Boy, and I was watching on the footage there. He really played that well. He was seeing if he was going to keep it or not. He really had both the running back and the quarterback pounced on him well. Big 3rd and 9.
3rd down for Powell, which is 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. And what do we have?
Another equipment malfunction.
What is he pointing at?
Something's happened.
Something on the field.
Did the kicking net get blown over, or?
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay, 3rd down. We're set to go now. 3rd down and 9 yards to go for the Powell Panthers as Farragut's trailing Powell 21-20 with 9:43 to play. Defense trying to get off the field here as Alley was up on the line, now backs off. Farragut with stand-up defensive ends. Here comes Broda on a blitz. Broda misses Rogers, and now behind it's Nail Caro on the sack. He had to step up under duress from Broda, and Nail Caro collapses the pocket and makes the sack as the ball is moved from the 48-yard line back to the 43, we will say. 42, excuse me, 6-yard loss.
Yeah, and Broda really caused that with the linebacker pressure. Had to step up. Caro cleans it up. Admiral Nation probably as emotional as I am with that blocked extra point, but you got an opportunity to get the ball back and maybe go win a football game.
Panthers slow getting their punt team on the field.
They seem to always do that.
So, good athlete, Stooksbury, to punt it away. Farragut trying to protect the edges, and Stooksbury gets the punt away. End over end. It's going to be taken by Davila at the 18-yard line. He's to the 25 to the 30, continues churning to the 33, maybe the 34. Call it the 33.
There's a little 2004 Tennessee-Florida redemption story in there somewhere as a missed blocked extra point. Now we've got it back. Can the Admirals still rumble and tumble down the field with their great running game?
Lots of close action going on tonight. Stay tuned for a post-game show as the Battle of the Bridge is going to overtime, 19-all down at Loudon and Lenoir City.
We'll be selecting as part of our post-game show our Blair House Antiques player or players of the game. The Admirals from the 33-yard line. Hand it off, and they move to the 35. That was Lockhart, Lockhart in the offensive backfield, taking that handoff and moving for a gain of 2.
Yeah, still moving forward.
Coach Courtney challenged the team yesterday after walkthrough. He said, I want to see a 100-yard rusher tonight. He's got 2 of them. Lockhart's got 128, Drummy's got 125. 2nd down and 8 yards to go from the 35-yard line. Hand off to Lockhart, and he'll be ridden down from behind as Souls was just simply unblocked, and it'll be 3rd down after a 1-yard gain, 3rd down and 7.
And we just didn't see anything like that last week, Eric. The push from the offensive line, the running backs, but we look like a different running team tonight. But you can tell that Powell is leaning on that a little bit now and going to force the Admirals to throw the football as we're going to have to complete some balls down the field.
3rd and 8. And not saying it's a make or break moment right now, but this could go a long way of determining this because we've already seen the Admirals have that 5-minute drive to end the first half.
36-yard line, Farragut 3rd down. 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Handoff up the middle. They ran the ball, and Lockhart gets to the 38-yard line, no farther.
Tried to surprise him with a run, Eric, and doesn't get it. 4th and 5, and the Admirals have not put the punt team out. Will they actually snap this football on their own 38? I'm emotional. He jumped! He jumped! Oh, boy, I don't think they were ever going to snap that ball, Eric. And when I say 4th and 5, let me be clear that it's 4th and 4 yards and 10 inches. So that should be just a hair. First down, Ads.
Wow. Powell in the neutral zone. 69 yards now for the Panthers as they give Farragut a Service Street Auto Repair first down. Number 15 of the night. Service Street, your full-service independent repair shop. 6 convenient locations. Whether it's just a quick oil change or major repair, Service Street Auto is your neighborhood auto repair center. And now Farragut's going to give 5 yards back, I do believe, on 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line.
Eric, give me a penalty update on both teams.
All right, so that 5-yard step off for Farragut means that's its 4th flag of the second half, 5th of the game for 35 yards. And Powell now with 11 penalties for 69 yards. From the 38-yard line, Farragut first down and 15, clock continuing to roll as we approach the midpoint of the 4th quarter. The Admirals down 21-20. Wyatt Drummey checks into the ball game and churns his way across the 40. Everybody's jumping as if the ball is out, but the near side official says no, he was down. And so Drummey carries from the 38 back to almost the original line of scrimmage at the 42, a 4-yard gain where it'll be second down and 11 yards to go.
Yeah, 21-20, Admirals down a point, 5:50 left in this football game. Admirals have all 3 timeouts. They want to run the football, but interesting to see what they do here backed up.
We just saw the replay, and from what I could see, it looked definitely like Drummey's knee was down. Now, McNear lost his lid. Was it pulled off? No, he's got to leave the game, so Campbell, I guess, is in at center for the Admirals. Second down, 11 yards to go. They look for Davila. One-handed catch. He's to midfield. And
face mask!
That looked like a face mask on the near sideline. It's first down yardage for Farragut as the Admirals move from their 42 to the Powell 46. That's going to be a 12-yard gain to Landis Davila and move the chains on a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
And like you said, Eric, the scary part about the new center is the snap. You know, you got to get a new snap in there. Really nice job.
Davila with his 4th catch of the night, totaling 43 yards, and Farragut from the 46-yard line. Hand it off to Drummey, and he's to the 40. As Drummey was stumbling, tripped up a bit, kept his balance enough and moving forward, and then fell awkwardly into a Powell defender. Wyatt is up. The Powell defender is up as well. Drummey's asking to come out of the ball game. He's a little bit gimpy after ripping off 6 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an ankle or a cramp there, Eric, but he's coming out. You got that 1-2 punch who's been fantastic tonight. 2nd and 4 as the clock continues to run, and Tyler's headed to the sidelines.
Ball is in the middle of the field. Farragut is moving right to left. That's toward International Flair Jewelers, as well as Dennis Hall Auto, the Mike Dyer Agency, and the Shrimp Dock. As Farragut will have receivers kind of stacked here on the near side. Collins and Davila. Jacobs, the receiver to the far side. Handoff is to Lockhart, who is popped and is going to be held shy of first down yardage. It's 3rd down and 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half to go after Lockhart picks up 2.
Yeah, and Souls, before that last play, the Kentucky commitment did walk off. He's exhausted. There's a lot of people exhausted here. 3rd and 2, 4 minutes left in this game. Admirals down a point. This is where it gets good.
Farragut 2 of 8 on 3rd down tonight. So a tight bunch formation on the left for the Admirals. And Lockhart is hitting the backfield, spins off that contact, and is got first down yardage at the 35-yard line. Tough, hard-nosed run by Lockhart with all sorts of congestion at the point of attack. And the Admirals with a 3-yard gain, a 3rd down conversion, and a Service Street Auto Repair first down.
Yeah, I got stopped there at the beginning on with a blocker, but just kind of came off of it and able to get physical, get enough for the first down. Definitely 4-down territory. Well, let's not say that. We're going to kick a field goal if we have to. If we get in field goal range, we're not there yet.
Braden Lewis made the tackle, but not until Lockhart moved the chains. This will be Duncan pulling it, throwing down the line to Jacobs. Jacobs sidesteps a man and is popped as he gets to the 30. Woo! Tackle is made by Steven Souls back into the ball game, but the Admirals pick up 5 on the quick hitter down the line. Good look, Brett, there on the RPO.
Yeah, a little RPO, exactly. Faked the zone read there and then popped it to Jacobs with a quick screen. Jacobs, who I really like. I like him at corner. I like him at receiver. Really athletic. Able to get 5 and get us moving forward.
Good composure by the senior quarterback, Duncan, making just his second career start with pressure all in his face to deliver the ball. And so from the 30, handoff up the middle goes Lockhart. And he will move to the 28, it appears, a gain of 2, where that sets up 3rd down and 3. 138 yards for Troy Lockhart tonight, 135 for Wyatt Drummey.
And I'll tell you what, getting up off that pile, Eric, gets slower every play. I mean, these guys are absolutely exhausted. Powell's going to call a timeout to get their guys rested and stop the clock as it's 3rd and 3. It's a 45-yard field goal from here, Eric, which is what you said you saw him nailing in pregame. Not sure if they kick it right here or not, but what a big 3rd and 3 with 2:24 left.
Lockhart was asking to come out of the game, tapping his helmet, so Wyatt Drummey was set to check into the ball game, but Powell uses a timeout, which is their second. And so they are down to 1 timeout remaining. Farragut still has its full complement, trailing the Panthers 21-20, as Brett said, with 2:24 to play. Let's get a break for our sponsors. We'll return with more on the other side as you listen to Farragut Football on West 105.
Is it time to replace your existing doors and windows?
I'll let you know,
Call
Dusty.
the best CRS Exteriors. They sell and install only the highest quality replacement windows, like the energy efficient and beautiful Infinity from Marvin Windows. At CRS Exteriors, the first price is the best price, and that just got better. Want details? Call them at 670-8823. I did. Or CRS Exteriors.
I can take it out of this. Take that, Dusty. Thank you, Dusty.
Pistol.
So Farragut moved the chains a moment ago on 3rd and short. Here is 3rd down, about 3 yards to go from the 28-yard line. Pistol formation. Drummey takes the handoff, has the 25. That's a 1st down. He's going to be bumped out of bounds here on the near side by Brody Hollowell. But that should be enough for Farragut as the Admirals needed 3 and got 3 at the 25-yard line.
I know we like our kicker, Eric. I love him too. Young sophomore, got some moxie, blocked extra point, but you want 6 if you can get it. I mean, I don't want to trust a field goal if we don't have to.
Ball security at this point in the ball game. 2:19 to play. The Admirals 1st and 10 from the 25, trailing by a single point. Hand off to Drummey. Big hole up the middle, closes, and Drummey powers his way down to the 20. A gain of 5.
Late flag here, Eric. I'm interested. Oh, gosh, that was a late flag. And they're going to call a hold, which is huge, Eric, when you know that you're probably, this may take you out of field goal range. We've got a Powell Panther with a cramp, a couple of them actually.
I didn't see it on the replay.
No, they threw it really late. Let's see where this is going to be spotted. Oh, man.
Back to the 35, so apparently at the line of scrimmage or beyond the line of scrimmage. No, let's see. No, it wouldn't have been beyond. Could have been behind. It's only this year's stepped off from the line of scrimmage, so you don't have like 12, 15, 18-yard step-offs on holds that are 2, 3, 5, 8 yards deep. But a big penalty against Farragut moves them back to the 35. Ball is on the near side hash as they stretch out. Nico McDonald, I do believe, is the Powell Panther getting his left calf stretched out. I'm surprised, Brett, we haven't seen more cramping. I was out last night just using a chainsaw about the time that kickoff is tonight, all right? And tonight's even steamier than last night. Within 15 minutes, and this is not strenuous manual labor, within 15 minutes, you would have thought that I had jumped in Lake Loudon.
Yeah.
And these guys been playing very physical football now for, 46 minutes of game time?
Well, let's not forget, we started at 8, Eric. We're already at 2.5 hours, which is it's already a long game. And I'll tell you what, I think everybody's thrilled to get a break here as this cramp is being tended to as a big moment in the game as well.
So McDonald is up and going off under his own power, favoring, of course, that left calf. 2:11 to play. McDonald, starting defensive lineman, a senior, 230 pounds. So we'll see who they get in his place. But Farragut yesterday was challenged by Coach Courtney. I mentioned the fact that he told the team he wanted to see a 100-yard rusher tonight. He's got 2 of them. In fact, by my count, Wyatt Drummey and Troy Lockhart both are sitting at 138 yards rushing tonight. Both of them have got long touchdown runs. Lockhart's actually got 2 touchdown runs, one a 1-yarder, the other one the 74-yarder, and Drummey with a 45-yard touchdown run. But challenge the offensive line. What's that?
How many carries each for that 138?
That one will take me a minute to add that up.
No, that's not. Let's keep us focused.
First down from the 35-yard line as the Admirals need the 15. First down and 20. Handoff to Lockhart, and he gets forward to the 32-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be second down.
Yeah, first and long, and we run it. We get off the initial rush, but not much. At the 32-yard line, 49-yard field goal from here. 1:45 left.
Clock rolling, and Powell's got 1 timeout left. Farragut's got all 3.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So second down, 18 yards to go.
Very interesting to see what offensive coordinator Jeff Courtney does.
32-yard line. They'll throw it down the line, right side, and Farragut getting forward to the 30-yard line, where it will now be, who was that? Was that Collins? That was Collins on the reception. He was the slot receiver on the right side, and Farragut picks up 3 yards.
Yeah, you want to get him involved. He's such an athlete, but the screen took a little too much time. He actually did good to get what he could out of it. Boy, I don't know what you're going to do here, but big third and long.
Third down, 15 yards to go. Farragut 4 of 10 on the night. Duncan dumps it off. Gunter short, and that is a heck of a play made by Powell's Brody Hollowell as he comes up and takes the legs out from under Gunter on a rolling tackle. And so that'll be
fourth down. 4th and 12, Eric. 40 seconds left. And you've got to kick this, right?
So no gain. They're showing that they're going to go for it. Farragut's got its full complement of timeouts. Powell jumped into the neutral zone. Iverson Garcia across the line. And so Farragut will move 5 yards closer.
Whoa!
They called Farragut.
Wow. Farragut, I think, was absolutely for sure going to kick that, Eric. And they thought they got the offsides. They're calling a false start now. Now it backfires, so that 44-yarder is now a 49-yard field goal for the win. Wow, what a backfire. That 5 yards matters a lot, Eric. And now it's a 49-yard field goal for your sophomore kicker who just had his last extra point blocked.
Ball is on the far side hash, so he's going to have to hook it. The right-footed kicker McHugh as he kicks right to left. 22 seconds remaining. McHugh hit a 41-yarder last week. He hit a 26-yarder a year ago as a freshman. As Brett said, he's had 1 PAT blocked tonight. The 41-yarder last week had plenty of leg, but it was low.
Yeah.
It was low. And we saw him in warm-ups kicking from 45, but I don't know that I saw him necessarily kicking from the right hash right to left.
They're not going to do it. Okay.
We'll see if maybe they can try to get 5 back, right?
Well, we've got 3 timeouts left, right? So
they're showing Farragut only has
we have one left. Is that true?
I don't think that's right. I think Farragut should have 2, right? And they're going to snap it. And it's Duncan being pressured, throwing for the end zone, looking for Davila.
He caught
it! Admirals!
He caught it!
Touchdown Admirals from 32 yards out on 4th down. They go on the post to Davila. And 2 weeks in a row, Brett, Davila, in the waning seconds, makes a touchdown reception that could.
I guess they don't think he can make a field goal from 49. That may be a little bit outside his range. We snap it. We run the post. Davila, yet again, hero. Great throw by Cam.
Cam put it right on the money, and Davila had the secondary beat by a comfortable step or two.
Wow.
Reels it in with nobody close enough to interfere, unlike last week where he had to make a tremendous catch.
Yeah.
This one was easy pickings, and Landis runs under it in the end zone from 32 yards out, and the Admirals with their first lead of the night, 14 seconds to play, 26-21, undoubtedly talking over 2-point.
Yeah, you got to. We lined up for the extra
conversion
point,
here.
Eric, where neither of us can think right now. But you got to go for the 2-point conversion as you want to go up 7. It doesn't hurt you at all here if you don't go for this. Gosh, that was.
What was that, 4th and 12 or 15?
No, Eric. It was 4th and 17, wasn't it?
32 yards on the post, touchdown pass from Brewer to,
Wow.
Duncan. I said it again, from Cam Duncan to Landis Davila. 2 weeks in a row. Last week it was with 16 seconds to play. Tonight it's with 14 seconds.
Gosh, you got to give that kid credit. He's at his best throwing the football late in football games, as Davila had, 2 catches for over 50 yards in that last drive to win the last game last week. And we're going to do another timeout here.
Now the Admirals are out of timeouts, and I think Coach Courtney, Jeff Courtney, very upset. They either didn't have the right people on the field or they took too long to get out there. But the Admirals are out of timeouts. They're showing Powell has 1.
Yeah. Wow.
Keep in mind, the Panthers are a big play offense. They've got a quarterback who's got a very strong arm. They've got a running back who has ripped off 2 long touchdown runs tonight, Connor Wheeler, and they got a wide receiver that, frankly, is hard to keep up with. Stooksbury's got great foot speed, good hands, and so the Panthers.
Let me also add, Eric, a pretty scary kick return team, right?
True.
Yeah, it's
True.
also pretty scary.
True. Great athletes all over the field,
Yeah.
so they're going to have good kick returners, of course, and we saw Jackson return 1 to the 50 earlier this half.
Wow. We've had
There's been some exciting plays early in this season, have there not?
Yeah. Been a pretty exciting couple weeks. Wow.
Farragut will be going for 2 for the first time this year, as it looks like maybe they're going to have Carbaugh at quarterback. No, that's Duncan. That's Duncan.
He's in.
Okay, Lockhart stands off to his right as Farragut will have Burnett, the H-back, on the left. It'll be a handoff.
Got it!
2-point run. It's Lockhart with the conversion run.
Oh! Tell me that's not on us. Extracurriculars, Eric, after the touchdown.
Again.
That's exactly what you don't want.
That's exactly what happened last week.
Yeah, I hope. I'm not sure that's on us, but let's.
Coach was lecturing the team yesterday. Do not get baited. Farragut's just holding up 15 there. That wasn't a penalty, certainly on.
It didn't look
Gunter.
like us, Eric. I'm not sure.
Personal foul. Powell. Personal foul. Farragut. Offsetting.
Okay.
Farragut gets the 2-point conversion on the Lockhart run, and the Admirals lead it 28-21. How big is that, Brett, to get that point back?
For sure.
And now, if we describe the fact that Powell is a big play team, capable athletes all over the field, strong-armed quarterback, if Powell pulls off, the miracle, they would have a decision to make and at least wouldn't just simply be able to line up and kick an extra point, which by and large for this team is automatic with Stooksbury.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting on the kickoff here. Do we squib it? Do we kick it out of bounds? What do we do here? I know you don't want to give them a lot of opportunity. Pooch it.
Ryan McHugh, last kickoff, went to the end zone. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Powell returned the opening kickoff to the 25, to the 20 the second time, out to midfield the third time, and the fourth kickoff for Farragut, again, was the touchback. The Admirals overcoming 4th and long with a 32-yard touchdown pass to Landis Davila from Cam Duncan, have taken the lead 28-21. This will be a line drive kick, and it scoots down to the 10-yard line to Jackson. Marcellus Jackson, near side to the 30, and runs out of bounds at the 35 with 8 seconds to play.
He scares you a bit, and it was a squibber, and he got it on a hop. Nice return to the 35. They need 65, and like you said, this sophomore quarterback, he throws it on the line a lot, but he's got an arm. So pretty scary. 8 seconds left. Can the Admirals find it in the fourth quarter yet again?
Got to find Dylan Stooksbury. That cannot be the guy who beats you here. And the other guy is, of course, they're going to, I would think, have Connor Wheeler as one of the receivers. And you got to keep your eyes on him because he's got foot speed as he splits out of the backfield to the right side. They'll throw it down the line. It's going to be the double pass. They chuck it deep. Farragut's Landis Davila in great shape, and that is thrown out of bounds with 1 second to play. They ran that play last week against Anderson County as well. It went incomplete. I mentioned at the outset of the broadcast during our pregame that Stooksbury is actually listed on the Powell roster on MaxPreps, the only online roster I could find. And he's actually listed as a quarterback there. He's a jack of all trades, that's for sure.
1 second left.
The incomplete pass by Stooksbury. 1 second remaining as Powell uses the final timeout of this ball game. What a win this would be for an inexperienced Farragut team. I said at the beginning of the broadcast, little margin of error, and that Farragut was at a size disadvantage, a speed disadvantage, and arguably an experience disadvantage. But here they are on the cusp of moving to 2-0, up 28-21 with 1 second left, and Powell with one desperation heave left from their 35-yard line.
Yeah, the will to win has been there for the Admirals. Find a way.
Deuce Rogers is the quarterback. Trips left for Powell. Stooksbury's got to be the outside receiver over there. And they're actually going to hand it off to Wheeler, and he is blasted. Farragut blasts him with Jack Alley.
Wow.
And it'll be Wheeler chucking the ball towards the Farragut line of scrimmage as the Panthers will fall tonight to the Admirals, who rallied late. And it is Farragut improving to 2-0 on the season. And Powell now 1-1. The Panthers back in action Thursday night at Oak Ridge. And Farragut will be at West, their first road test, next Friday night. What a high school football game. Farragut early in this game fell behind 14-0, came back with a clutch second quarter drive to cut the lead in half, opened the third quarter with another big grinding drive on the ground. Powell answered quickly, and it was just back and forth there in the second half. But Farragut on a fourth down pass for the second week in a row, Landis Davila with a touchdown reception from Cam Duncan in the waning seconds. And that was enough with a 2-point conversion run by Troy Lockhart to give the Admirals a 28-21 victory. Great high school football game on a steamy night here in Farragut. And the Admirals going to be enjoying that talk with Coach Courtney down in the end zone to our left. Post-game show coming up. Tyler Carr will be talking with some victorious Admirals. We'll be selecting Blair House Antiques Players of the Game. And so stay tuned for all of that. We'll run down all the final stats and get a look at other scores of interest from around East Tennessee as well as part of our post-game report. 3 minutes here for our sponsors as Farragut moves to 2-0 after defeating Powell tonight 28-21. It's a Farragut Football Friday night on West 105 and worldwide at WFIV.com.
Welcome to Willie's Wings, home of the secret sauce.
I'll take a dozen wings. Oh, by the way, I love that sauce. What's in it?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a secret.
While many financial advisors claim to have the secret sauce, they don't. In fact, if their sauce is so good, why are they keeping it a secret? Derek Miser of Miser Wealth Partners doesn't keep anything a secret. He knows there's much more to retirement planning than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. He'll develop a strategy designed specifically for you. It's your own secret sauce for retirement.
Looking for a fast quote? How about the right quote? We here at the Mike Dyer Agency can deliver both to help you with your insurance needs. Call us today at 865-966-2111 to learn more, or visit our website at MikeDyerInsuranceAgency.com. And remember, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, I'm Angie Cody with the Angie Cody team, brokered by eXp Realty. I've been asked recently, is now a good time to buy a house? Of course it is. I'm seeing less multiple offers, which means less competition. Home prices are leveling off, and we have an increase in inventory. If you're thinking about buying, please reach out to me at angiecody.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
How about a 2023 Nissan SV Rogue starting at just $26,988? Or how about a 2023 Nissan SR Altima starting at just $23,988? Hey folks, Jared Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. I challenge any other Nissan dealer to try to beat these prices. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike. $76560 and $310,865 pre-owned. Finish your business with pay tax $595 included.
It's football time in Farragut. Let's score with a great gift from your local jeweler, International Flair Jewelers, right here in the heart of Farragut. Unique, beautiful jewelry, repairs, custom designs, and all in between. Come in as a customer and leave as a friend. International Flair Jewelers.
Hello, this is Dave from VG's Bakery. After 22 years, we are both proud and humbled by how this community has embraced us. We are proud to sponsor the broadcast of the Admirals games, and we are humbled by the support we've been shown during these past couple of years. We remain committed to offering the highest quality cookies, pastries, pies, and breads, and our cake decorator will make your special occasion a dazzling affair. Open Wednesday through Saturday in the Kohl's Shopping Center. Come see, smell, and taste what's baking at VG's Bakery.
WFIV 105.3 FM, Loudon, Farragut, Lenore City.
You're listening to West 105.
Tallying up some final numbers here at Eddie Courtney Stadium, where tonight the Admirals are victorious over Powell 28-21. Another late game heroic from Cam Duncan and Landis Davila providing the margin of victory here tonight as Farragut took its first lead of the game with 14 seconds to play on a 4th down and long 32-yard touchdown hookup between those two seniors. Tyler Carr's down on the field, and he has got at least a quartet of Admirals who are going to be joining him. So let's throw it down to Tyler to talk to some of these victorious Farragut Admirals.
All right, thank you, Eric. I'm going to probably keep my earpiece in so that way you can feed me some numbers here. We've got some gentlemen that earned some accolades tonight in two-headed running attack, and Wyatt Drummy and Troy Lockhart. Wyatt, last week I would probably be safe to say that you guys were a little disappointed in the rushing output. You guys came out tonight. I think you each got over 100 yards. I think each of you had at least one touchdown over 50 yards. Great night tonight. What does it feel like knowing that you went up against a very athletic, very talented defense?
You know, they're some dogs, and just be able to go out there and just beat them and just run it down their throat for so long, it felt great. Me and Troy were just great competition between us, and they kept pushing us to keep going, and yeah, that's all I have to say.
I mean, it wasn't just that. It was you guys did it. It wasn't, you know, some teams, they run the ball and it's flashy, it's out in open space. You guys didn't do any of that tonight. Your running was in between the tackles. You got down and dirty. You might have had some guys in front of you paving some good holes. Talk about, was that a mentality? Was that what y'all were challenged to do this week, or is that just sort of how it went?
That's our run style. You know, we like to take the hits and go through them, and then just break away when we can.
So you guys got a big matchup next week with West. You guys are now battle-proven twice. Does that give you an advantage going to West next week?
Confidence maybe, but we still have to put our heads down and grind and get ready for them. That's a big competition right there.
All right, Eric, can you give me a quick total on what Wyatt's night was like?
I had Wyatt tonight, Tyler, 20 carries, 138 yards, and of course the 45-yard touchdown run that was big there to begin the third quarter.
All right, 20 carries, 138 yards, and then the 45-yard touchdown. Not a bad night. Yeah. All right, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, I don't know if I call you the second one of the two backs, part one of AB.
Both RB1.
I like that. I think it's awesome how you guys got matching numbers almost too. Was that planned or like the spur of the moment type thing? What?
I mean, yeah, it's just drippiest numbers out here.
Well, you didn't like 35? What have y'all wore 35 last year? You had to upgrade, huh?
Yeah, I had to lose to number 2 now.
Ah, his girlfriend didn't like number 35, did nah. She's like, I can't walk around with 35 around. No, I can't do that. I got to put a number on both cheeks. That's not cool, man. What's up with that? So, Eric, can you feed me Troy's numbers real quick?
Sure. It was Troy Lockhart tonight rushing the ball 19 times for 141 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He had the 1-yarder to cap that big drive in the second quarter, and then ripped off, of course, the one-play possession, the 74-yard touchdown run in the second half.
This is going to be great because I get to say this, and there's going to be a competition going here. 2 touchdowns, 19 carries, 145 yards.
141.
Oh, 141, excuse me, 3 yards.
RB1A. RB1A.
On one less yard per carry tonight, Mr. Lockhart.
And the 2-point.
And the 2 touchdowns. Oh, he was blocking for you. Okay, so let's talk about it tonight. Once again, I'll sort of start off with what we said earlier. Last week, I don't know if you guys really were happy with your rushing output. Tonight, you guys stood up to the challenge. What was that like in that running back this week?
I mean, honestly, it felt great. After a week, last week, we needed to prove something, and we did. And that's all.
I mean, and of course, I probably should bring this up, but it's like 2 weeks in a row, Landis makes an outstanding play to cap the game. What's it like with this offense knowing that you have weapons everywhere?
I mean, Cam Duncan, everybody was hating on him, but I think he showed everybody wrong. I think he showed everybody.
I like that. 2 running backs taking care of their whole offense tonight, combining for 270-something yards total rushing. Congratulations, guys. We'll see you at West next week.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to go ahead and jump to the big – oh, never mind. He's going to step forward.
My fault.
Oh, that's fine. I was going to go ahead and go offense altogether there, but Jack Alley tonight, Air Force commitment, big play there to end the game. What was this defensive challenge all week?
Yeah, we knew coming in their run. That's what we really focused on. And, they got us on a couple runs, but I felt like, we pushed through that. I really felt like they kind of got us in the first half, but we got there at halftime. And, yeah, I just feel like we came with the game plan and got it done.
Of course, you guys have had back-to-back weeks here with big-time, close victories. Next week, looking in the horizon, West, that's going to be you guys always play West very well. What's the mentality? What's the strategy moving forward?
Yeah, well, I still got a bad taste in my mouth from last year. They put it on us last year. But, yeah, really same thing as this week. Just take it one play by a time and just keep playing as a team, one heartbeat.
I talked with Broda last week, and it's interesting to watch you two play together because, you've got a lot of experience. We've seen you for quite a few years here now at Farragut High School. You and Broda last week played together so great as a unit. What's that experience going like? What's it like in that linebacker room? What's that teamwork strategy?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen me make the plays, but to be honest, Broda, he's been putting in work as long as I have. He just hasn't been on the field. I think he's just as good as anybody out there on the defense because, he's extremely smart. He's super hardworking, and I think we work great as a team. He's just been putting in the work, to be honest.
All right, so looking forward now, I've seen a lot of linebackers come through this place, and I got to play against quite a few of them when I was in high school as well. Your name may be included with some of those names. What's that mean, knowing that you were a linebacker for Coach Courtney in this Admiral defense and the legacy that holds?
Yeah, it's definitely a great feeling. I remember freshman year, my idol was Eli Purcell. I always looked up to him and tried to strive to be like him. I liked how physical he was and how his IQ in football, he knew everything to do. So, it's helped. I feel honored.
Jack, congratulations. Big win tonight. We'll see you next week. All right. I was really hoping to catch you after the running backs because I was really hoping that, they would give you some love, but they just ran off without you. Can you believe that? We'll find out about that next week. Starting left tackle tonight. Got a big-time defensive end prospect in Steven Souls across from you. What was y'all's strategy coming into the game?
Come off fast, hit with hands, and just stay in front of him, and that's the only thing we can do with him. So,
looking back at this unit, you guys have got 4 returning starters from a year ago. You were challenged physically last week. What was the preparation like, knowing that you guys have got to get better moving throughout the weeks?
We knew the ends and the tackles would be fast off the ball, so we knew the quarterback would have to get the ball out fast, and we've really been working that all week in practice, just really trying to hustle, having plays more on pace, so just trying to get it done.
Of course, also looking the weather this week has been unparalleled for what we've seen in this area. I mean, numerous days of getting up against the heat index, not probably being able to go full pads for full practices, knowing you're one of the bigger guys on the field. What was it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday prepping for tonight?
It's tough, especially not going full speed. I mean, full speed is a big part of our practice, and that's where we get looks. I mean, for good defenses like we played tonight. So, I mean.
I also had to make sure, if I'm not mistaken, that last time out, I've seen lots of players that leave it all on the field. I think tonight you may have left literally it all on the field. I love the commitment. I love the way that you didn't come out because of that. And you've earned a lot of respect, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next week at West.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Eric, Brett, I'm sending it back up to you guys.
Thank you, Tyler. As that was starting left tackle Davis Smith wrapping up a quartet of interviews as Tyler talked first with Wyatt Drummey, who tonight had 138 yards rushing on 20 attempts. Troy Lockhart with 138 yards on 20 attempts. Troy Lockhart 141 on 19. Lockhart 2 touchdowns, Drummey 1. And so they joined Tyler and then were followed by your all-state linebacker, Jack Alley, and then again, senior starting left tackle, Davis Smith. What a job the guys in the trenches did tonight. Davis Smith, Jacob Cabrera, Roger McNear, Nathan Harville, and Avery Moore. A week after Farragut rushed for 33 yards against Dobbins-Bennett, they go for 273 and 3 touchdowns on the ground. The numbers could have been better, but for an errant snap that lost 16 yards. And so they could have easily been pushing right at 300 yards rushing on the night. And you felt like it was going to be big tonight. Who could kind of wear down the opponent in this heat and this humidity? And I think the numbers will bear out that largely that was Farragut. And you got to make some plays, you know. And for the second week in a row, it comes down to a play at the end of the game. And I tell you, nobody better to throw it to than Landis Davila. For the second week in a row, that young man reels in a long touchdown in the waning seconds to give Farragut the margin of victory, as the Admirals did not lead until 14 seconds remained in this game. And on 4th and long, it was Cam Duncan hooking up from 32 yards out with Landis Davila, and then the 2-point conversion run to get Farragut the 7-point lead, having had an extra point blocked earlier. They needed the 2-point conversion run to make it a 7-point cushion, and it was Lockhart right through the middle of that Farragut offensive line behind Roger McNear getting it into the end zone. And 28-21 was the final score. Powell scored on the opening possession of the ball game. They were facing 3rd and 9, and their outstanding running back, Connor Wheeler, over 1,600 yards rushing a year ago, and over 180 in the opener against Anderson County, rips off a 74-yard touchdown burst. 10:25 to go in the first quarter. Powell out to a 7-0 lead. Farragut moved for 1 first down, then fumbled. An exchange between Cam Duncan and Troy Lockhart. It was Abu Kiefer, outside backer for Powell, with the recovery. Set the Panthers up at the Farragut 36. They soon moved into the red zone, where the Admirals were able to stop them, as we think Broda maybe forced a fumble of Wheeler, and it was recovered by Zane Qureshi-Smith, the Farragut cornerback, youngster for the Admirals, just a sophomore. And so the Admirals took over after Qureshi-Smith's recovery at the 7. They unfortunately went 3 and out. Powell got the ball at the Farragut 45 and scored in one play. 45-yard touchdown pass from sophomore quarterback Deuce Rogers to his top receiver, Dylan Stooksbury, made it 14-0 Powell with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. Farragut would get on the board with 1:28 to go in the first half, as the Admirals marched 90 yards, picked up 6 first downs along the way. Every play on that drive was a rush, except for one pass completion, I believe 9 yards, to Jordan Shepard. Lockhart capped it with a 1-yard run. Ryan McHugh's extra point, making it 14-7. Powell moved for 1 first down, then a punt. Farragut actually had a chance late in the first half getting the ball back at the Powell 40, but they could not capitalize. If they'd been able to complete a pass, you felt like maybe they could get McHugh on to attempt a 35 to 40-yard field goal, but couldn't get the completion, and so they went to the locker room trailing 14-7. They opened the second half, fumbling the kickoff, got back on it. Jordan Shepard returned it just to the 14-yard line, but the Admirals went back to work with the ground and pound, an 86-yard drive, and a 45-yard touchdown run by Drummy. Made it 14-14 with 9:42 to go in the third quarter after McHugh split the uprights on the PAT. Powell answered in a hurry. Panthers' Jackson returned the ball to midfield, and then Wheeler took the handoff, a one-play possession. He raced 50 yards to the house, and Powell just that quickly was back in front, 21-14. Stooksbury good on the PAT. 9:17 to go in the third. Again, Powell reclaiming the lead, 21-14, or reestablishing the lead. They had never lost. They were never down until, again, the end of the game. The Admirals would have a couple of possessions that only gained one first down. Powell went over on downs on a fake punt. Big play by the Admirals. Harrison Kilpatrick on that fake punt that Stooksbury pulled it down and tried to scramble for the first down. Farragut unfortunately couldn't capitalize, went 3 and out. Powell returned the favor with a 3-and-out series, and then Farragut from its 26, a one-play possession of their own. Powell had done that twice tonight, and Farragut returns the favor with a 74-yard touchdown run by Troy Lockhart as he just widened the gap between himself and the trailing Panthers down this near sideline. McHugh's extra point was blocked, I believe, by Stephen Souls of Powell, and so the Panthers, with 29 seconds remaining in the third quarter, were leading 21-20. Touchback on the ensuing kickoff, and so Powell started from its 20. They moved for 2 first downs, then punted the ball away, and that was Farragut then with a 4th and 12 from the 32-yard line. May have been 4th and 15. I'm not sure. It was 4th and long. More than 10 yards to go for the Admirals. And it was a 32-yard touchdown hookup. I thought they wouldn't snap the ball, that they would see if Farragut still had timeouts remaining, seeing if Powell might get into the neutral zone. They had done that a few times tonight, and perhaps give the Admirals a chance at a potential game-winning field goal, but they actually went through with the play. They felt good about throwing for Landis on the post, and he was open. And Cam Duncan put it on him, 32 yards, the second time in as many weeks that those two hooked up for what proved to be the game-winning touchdown in the closing seconds. It was Farragut going for 2, of course, to get the 7-point lead, and Lockhart ran it right through the middle of the line as Farragut, with 14 seconds to go, led 28-21. Powell had 2 plays, and the double pass as it was Stooksbury trying to throw deep down the far sideline, went incomplete. Davila in good coverage for the Admirals. And then on the second play, they actually pitched it to the running back, Wheeler, and Jack Alley dropped him for a 4-yard loss. An exclamation point on this victory tonight that moves Farragut to 2-0 on the season. Powell now 1-1 as the Admirals take it 28-21. So Powell with 14 in the first, Farragut 7 in the second, the Panthers 7 in the third, the Admirals 13 in the third, and then Farragut with 8 in the fourth to win it 28-21. 2 turnovers tonight. They came back-to-back relatively early in this ball game. Farragut fumbled a handoff, and Abu Kiefer, outside backer for Powell with the recovery, and then it was Wheeler for Powell, fumbled, we think stripped by Broda, and the recovery by Zane Qureshi-Smith, Farragut sophomore cornerback. So 1 turnover apiece. I had Powell with 8 Service Street Auto Repair first downs on the night, and Farragut with 19. The Admirals with 10 first downs in the second half to just 3 for the Panthers. On third down, Powell 2 of 8, 0 of 3 in the second half. Farragut 4 of 11. On fourth downs, the Panthers 1 of 2 and Farragut 1 of 2. And of course, the big conversion on fourth down was the game winner. Fourth down and long, 32-yard completion to the end zone. Cam Duncan to Landis Davila. Penalties, I had